Hi bro, chips bro. Sound கேட்க மாட்டேங்குது. Oh my god. சொக்கா இருக்கீங்க. ஒரு ஜூஸ் எல்லாம் ஆடுது.
ஃபைன்ஸ் ஆடுறீங்க?
ஆமா ப்ரோ.
டாஸ் இருக்கா?
வாங்க வாங்க. ட்ரெஸ் நல்லா இருக்கு. 3000 ரூபாய்க்கு இது ஒர்த்தா? என்ன ப்ரோ பேர் வச்சிருக்கீங்க?
அப்புறம் ட்ராகன் பிளேஸ். இப்பதான் வந்து 4 காணும்.
யாரு? ஒரு இந்த மேட்ச் போடுங்க ப்ரோ. இந்த சோம்கோ.
எது ப்ரோ?
அந்த ஈவென்ட்.
லாஸ்ட் ஆஃப்னு வந்திருக்கு அதுவா?
ஆ. அந்த மாதிரி 2 இது இருக்கு. கேம் வச்சிருக்கேன்.
ஓகே.
எல்லாமே வந்திருக்கு. Jump out to deploy.
சிஎல் 40 மட்டும் தான் போல.
ஆமா. இதுல 2 இது இருக்கு. ஒரு 4-5 கான்ட்ராக்ட் இருக்கு. ரொம்ப பூஸ்ட் பண்ணா.
ஓகே. எவனையும் காணோம். இந்த வரானு ஓடு.
ச்சே.
Saya. Nice bro.
ச்சே.
Kan.
Munitions. Hop on.
அடச்சே. இந்த பையன் விளையாடவே இல்லையா? ஐயோ.
Saya. 700 போயிட்டானுங்க ப்ரோ.
யா. நம்மளால விளையாடவே இல்லை. என்ன? தப்பிச்சிட்டோம்.
போட்டா
போடும்.
இதே போட்டா
இதே மாதிரி போடும்.
ரேங்க் டோர்னமெண்ட் போட்டா
ஆ
எல்லாத்துக்கும் சரிண்டா.
கொஞ்ச நாள் போடும். ஸ்விக்கியில் வரும். யார் இருக்காரு?
சிவா கேமிங்
சின்ன ஒரு கியூ பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காப்ல. ரேங்க் கிட்ட வர மாட்டாப்ல.
ப்ளே பண்றாருன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் அவரு. இது பண்ணா நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் போகும்ல.
போகும்.
இல்ல நினைக்கிறேன். ரேங்க் டோர்னமெண்ட் தான் வைக்கிறேன்.
ம். பிசி டீம் அடிச்சு பொழந்துகிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. இன்னைக்கு என்ன கதைன்னு தெரியல.
யாரு ப்ரோ?
மேஜர், கிராண்ட் மேஜர்.
புரியல எது சொல்றீங்கன்னு.
இந்த ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் இருக்குல்ல, இந்த கிளப்ஸ் பிடில.
ஆமா
கிராண்ட் மேஜர்னு இருந்தா.
ஆமா கிராண்ட் மேஜர்.
இந்த மேட்ச் வந்துட்டு ஸ்வீடன்ல போயிட்டு இருக்கு. நேத்து தான் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆச்சு. நான் போட்டேன் 4 மணிக்கு.
ஓகே ஓகே.
ஜெயிக்கிறவனுக்கு வந்துட்டு $1,00,000. ஜெயிக்கிற டீம்
டாலரா?
$1,00,000. ஆமா.
சொல்றீங்க
விளாண்டுட்டு இருந்தா இன்னைக்கு பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தேன். இன்னைக்கு ஆக்சுவலி வாட்ச் பார்ட்டி பண்ணலான்னு பார்த்தேன். சரி ஏதாவது காப்பிரைட் ஏதாவது போட்டாங்க என்ன பண்றது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு.
டாலர்னா
ஐயோ
89 லட்சம்.
ஃபைனல் ரவுண்டு கூட என்ன இது ஈஸியா வந்திருக்கான்.
ஈஸின்னு கொடுக்குறான் அவனே.
வந்துட்டு 2 ஹெவி தான் இருக்கு. வந்துட்டீங்க. போர்ட்டல் போட்டானா? கேக்குது.
ஓ சாரி ப்ரோ, மைக் ஆஃப் பண்ணிட்டு பேசினுக்கிறேன்.
புரியுது.
வா ப்ரோ ப்ரோ, போர்ட்டல் போட்டிருந்தேன். பேக் பண்ணிட்டேன். வைப்பு டீம் வைப்பு ஆகணும். இங்கே வரானுங்க. ஐயோ அதுதான் ஈஸியாக அடிச்சிட்டானுங்க. யூஸ் பண்ணி ஆதார் பண்ணுங்க. எங்க படிக்கிறான்? மேலையா? கீழே எடுத்து விட முடியுமா பாருங்க.
போட்டான் ஒருத்தனா லிங்க் வந்துருச்சு.
உள்ள பண்ணிட்டானுங்க ப்ரோ. இவனுங்க யாரா? ஒரு நாள் பார்த்துருந்தா இவனுங்க ஒரு நாள் வந்து அடிச்சுட்டானு.
டீம் வைப் பண்ணல.
அடியே போலாம். போறட்டு போட்டாங்க. டீ போயிடலாமா ப்ரோ இல்லை?
போறேன் போ. அது இங்கேருந்து இது சொல்லிட்டாங்க வந்துட்டாங்க. 3 பேரும் அடிச்சுட்டேன்.
லைட்டை இதே முடிச்சிடும் போல. டிஏ எடுத்துடலாமா இல்லை சீப்பேரில் வாங்க.
சீப்பேரில்
பாருங்களா அங்கேருந்து அடி வாங்க. இந்த வட்டாங்க அப்புறம் ஆஃப் வச்சு ஆகும். வேணாம் அப்புறம் கவர் இருந்தால் பண்ணுங்க. வேற இல்லை ப்ரோ.
பேசாம இதை கூட எடுத்துட்டு வந்துடலாம் போல. ஹெவி எடுத்து வந்துட்டு வீணா போனதா இருக்கு.
லைட் எடுத்து வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு பண்ணிட்டானுங்க.
சவுண்டு இது வேர்ல்ட் இருக்கு.
ஓகே ப்ரோ.
டபிள்யூஜி வரா அம்மி வரா.
you're not getting me. Look at it, femboy. Oh my god. How many followers? I didn't look at the numbers that much, but I'm sure I got a lot.
Interactive speed. Oh, where's pickup?
I gotta look at a femboy. Oh my god, it's Tainari. Tainari, he's so cute. He's got a button-up shirt, and he looks so head-patable. His ears are flops down. Oh, I love femboys. I love femboys. Oh my god.
Pick up.
I want to hug him. I'll give him a head pat, and I want him to just say.
Just about. Almost. Almost.
I like
You guys
femboys.
are gonna
What's wrong with being a femboy? Nothing. Nothing. Femboys are cute. I ain't seen no buttons. Well,
35 டிகிரி டெம்பரேச்சர் இருந்தா எங்க ஊர்ல 20 டிகிரி டெம்பரேச்சர் 3 டேஸா ஹிட் பண்ணது. உங்க ஊர்ல எப்படி? எங்க ஊர்ல செம்ம கிளைமேட் தான். மழை பெய்யல, ஆனா மழை பெய்யற மாதிரி அப்படியே ஃபுல்லா மேகெல்லாம் மூடிக்கிட்டு இருட்டிக்கிட்டு ஒரு மாதிரி நல்லா இருக்கு. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு 10 நாள் இருந்துச்சு நல்லா இருக்கும். ஒரு நாள் ஆசையை காட்டி விட்டு போயிடுது. ப்ரோ சாப்பிடல ப்ரோ, இனிமேதான். எப்பயும் மணி 3:30 மணி ஆயிடும், 3:30 4 மணி ஆயிடும். வாய்ஸ் ப்ராப்பரா? ஆமா ப்ரோ, மைக் சரியா இல்ல ப்ரோ. மைக் ஒண்ணு வாங்கணும். இந்த மாசம் எல்லாத்தையும் அடுத்த மாசம் வாங்கலாம். மைக்கும் மைக் வாங்கணும், ஃபேஸ் கேம் வாங்கணும், நிறைய வாங்கணும். இங்க நச மழையா? பெங்களூர்ல ப்ரோ, இங்கதான் ப்ரோ, திருச்சி தான். இந்த எஃபிஎஸ் பிரச்சனை ஏன்பா போட்டு சாவடிக்குதுன்னு தெரியல. இது 12 பிளேட் ரீட் பண்ணி விட்டான். ஒர்க் எப்படி போகுதா? ஒர்க் ரொம்ப மோசமா போகுது ப்ரோ. நான் என்னையோட நின்றுலான்னு பாக்குறேன். எங்க வீட்டுலதான் போகணும்னு சாப்பிடுறாங்க. சமயம் அப்பாட்ட பேசி பார்க்கலாமான் இருக்கேன். நாளைக்கு ஐடி தான் ப்ரோ மூவ் பண்ணலான் இருக்கேன். முடியல ப்ரோ, என்னால இந்த வேலையை சத்தியமா செம்ம டென்ஷன் ஆகுது. எரிச்சலா இருக்கு ஒரு 2 months உட்காந்து நல்லா ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணிட்டு வேற வேலைக்கு தான் போலான்னு யோசிச்சுட்டு இருக்கேன். பியா
ஆமாமா கேஷ் எப்படி எடுத்தீங்க?
ஓட்ட போட்டு விட்டாங்களே, நீ இல்லையா?
போடல.
ஐயோ அது கவுத்து எல்லாத்தையும்
ஒன்னா இருங்க. பொய்யால கவர் போடு.
கண்ணு உனக்கு ஒர்க் எப்படி ப்ரோ போகுது? சூக்ஸ் ப்ரோ இங்க வரேன்.
போறீங்க ப்ரோ, வரட்டும் ப்ரோ, கொண்டாடிடலாம். என்கிட்ட ஃபயர் தான் இருக்கு, லாங்கில் அடிக்கிறேன்.
நிமிஷம்
பாருங்க வாங்க காலி வாங்க கூப்பிடுங்க. அவ்வளோதான் ப்ரோ போகலாம். ஓகே கீழே இருக்காங்க.
எம்எஸ்பி
இருக்கா வாங்க
Make a move for cash out C.
சீதான் ப்ரோ. காணுங்களா?
தெரியல.
உங்கள்கிட்ட தான் வரும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
யார்
இது பர்பிள் தான் வருவானு நினைக்கிறேன். அங்கே எடுத்துட்டாங்க ப்ரோ.
Down there.
ஐயோ டைம் ஐயோ தெரியாதமா கிளம்பிட்டேன்.
வரல யாரும்.
போயிட்டேன் கீழே வர
பி வரானுங்க பாருங்க. பாருங்க bro.
Took a hit.
போயிடலாமா? ஷீல்டு
எப்படி
போடுறேன்.
குறைச்சு விட்டான்? ஏய், எங்க அடிக்கிறான்? வீட்டுல
அச்சோ அட்டாம் ப்ரோ. கத்தி தானே.
தப்புப்பா இருக்கு. வீட்டுல இருக்கானா? ரொம்ப சேஃப் தானே?
ரொம்ப சேஃப் தான். ஆனால் அங்கே ஓப்பன் பண்ணியிருக்கானுங்க பாருங்க. 5 டபுள் பண்ணானுங்க. டபுள் பண்ணி வேற ஏதாவது எடுக்கணும். ஃபயர் வச்சுக்கிறான் ப்ரோ 10.
போயிட்டானுங்க டியூல் போயிட்டு. லைக் பண்ணிட்டு பாரு. லைக் பண்ணிட்டு பாருங்க. ஃபைனல் ரவுண்ட்ல இது எடுத்துட்டு போயிடும். ரேட்சி
ஆ
சாப்பிட்டீங்க?
சாப்பிட்டாச்சு ப்ரோ. நீங்கள்?
இனிமேதான் கொஞ்சம் லேட்டு.
ஓகே ஓகே. அப்போது போகலாம். ஏறா வேலையா பாருங்க. ஆமா ப்ரோ. அவனுங்க பி ஓப்பனு. பி நம்ம கிட்ட தான் இருக்கு நேரே.
To cash out B.
வீடு வீடு இங்கேதான் இருக்கு. அடைச்ச இது பண்றாங்க.
ப்ரோ
சூப்பர்.
இடிச்சிட்டான் ப்ரோ வேகமா. விடுதே
ஒரு மாஸ்டர் எடுத்துட்டோம்.
Scanning for opponents.
மேலதான் இருக்கான் பாருங்க. அடிங்க மேல. இருக்கான் பாருங்க. ஓகே ஜாலியா ஒருத்தன் தான் ப்ரோ.
திருப்பி ஒருத்தம் தான் பின்னாடில நடிச்சு. வந்தா விளாடாம இருக்குமா?
இல்லாமா அடுத்தது எடுத்துட்டு போய் டிஃபெண்ட் பண்ணிடலாம். அடுத்த எடுத்தாலும் உனக்கு தான் வருவாங்க. வாங்க எடுக்கலாம். போனா இருக்கு
டீம் வெயிட் பண்ணு.
Enemy up there.
மேலே காணும். இவனும் வச்சுக்கிறான் ப்ரோ ஃபயரு.
குட்டிக்குள்ள அடிச்சு போடுறாங்க.
எல்லா டீம்லயும் ஒரு ஃபயர் இருக்குது ப்ரோ. அங்க இருக்கான் ஃப்ளேம் த்ரோவர் இருக்கான் எம்படிட்டு. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ப்ராப்ளம் அடடா.
Cover me. They got it.
Ended. லாஸ்ட் ஒருத்தன் ப்ரோ தூக்கி விட்டான்.
எப்படி பாருங்க
தூக்கிட்டான். தூக்கிட்டான். ஏதாவது எடுத்துட்டு போய் டிஃபெண்ட் பண்ணாதான் ப்ரோ வந்து பாருங்க. அது ஃபயர் கொளுத்திட்டு இருக்கிறேன். 2 பாக்ஸும் பக்கத்துலேயே இருக்கு. பண்றாங்களா? எடுத்துட்டு ஓடுறான் ப்ரோ போடாம.
ஒருத்தன் தான் இருக்கான்.
ஒரே இடத்துல
இங்க மேல இருக்கான்.
இதே இடத்துல
ஏய் கீழே குதிச்சிட்டியாடா? அடைச்சு கடவுள்.
இந்த தடியை வந்துட்டான்ப்பா. அவனே அடிச்சிட்டேன்.
ஆ.
கேஷ் போடாம இருக்கானுங்க.
போட மாட்டாங்க.
போட மாட்டானுங்க.
Going over there. I'm going down there.
ஹீல் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கும்.
போடுறானுங்க.
Reloading.
அவன்
Reviving.
கேஷ் போடணும் ப்ரோ. கேஷ் எடுத்து பண்ணுங்க. கேஷே போடாம ஜெயிச்சானுங்க ப்ரோ அவனுங்க.
யாரு மஞ்சளா?
அந்த இது ஆ
ஸ்பீச் மட்டும் நல்லா இருந்துச்சுன்னா புல்லட்லாம் கனெக்ட் ஆகுது.
எது ப்ரோ?
மேக்ஸ்ல போட்டு புல்லட் கனெக்ட் ஆக மாட்டேங்குது. பாயிண்டர் வந்துட்டு மேனிக்கின் மேல வச்சு அடிச்சாலுமே புல்லட் கனெக்ட் ஆகாம இருந்துச்சு.
யா
ஆமா, அந்த எஃபிஎஸ் பிரச்சனை.
What weapons have I been using, chat? I don't think anything with like a lot of aim is gonna be good for me right now. Heavy one shot on point.
What a surprise! Hello! Drops enable பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா? YouTubeல என்ன ப்ரோ drops? ரியல் வாய்ஸா? அட ஆமா கேக்குதா? ஓ மை காட், நான் 1% தான் ப்ரோ வச்சிருக்கேன் சவுண்ட். அப்படி கேக்குதா? நான் உங்களுக்கு தான் ஆன் பண்ணி வச்சுட்டு போயிருந்தேன். அப்புறம் வந்துட்டு நீங்க
ஓகே
வச்சு இப்படி பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க.
ஏய் என்ன ப்ரோ இது? பாரு ஒருத்தன் ஹீல் அடிச்சுனே இருக்கிறான் பாருங்க.
அதான்
அவனும் எல்லாமே இந்த கேம்ல 1 ஹெச்பில தான் ப்ரோ தப்பிக்கிறான். அது எதுக்கு அந்த 1 ஹெச்பின்னு தெரியல.
அப்படி கிடையாது bro. அந்த 1 ஹெச்பின்றது வந்துட்டு எஃபிஎஸ் புரியுதுங்களா? உங்களுக்கு 150 எஃபிஎஸ் இருந்துச்சு வச்சுக்கோங்க,
ம்
செத்துருப்பாங்க. இப்ப எனக்கு 60 70 அப்படிதான் வருது. அதனால தான் நான் 1 ஹெச்பி தப்பிக்கிறது.
அதான் எந்த கண்ணு தடிச்சாலுமே அவன் அந்த 1 ஹெச்ல
ஆ
தப்பிச்சிடான். ரெண்டாவது லைட்டுமே நல்ல அடி ப்ரோ.
வை 4090
ஃபயர் செய்யறானே.
4090
க்ளோஸ் பண்ணா அடிச்சிருவான்னு நினைக்கிறேன். கீழே இருக்கிறாருங்க.
சாப்பிடுறது நான் 1 ஹெச்பி எடுத்துட்டேன். இல்லை வாங்க 0 2 செட்டில் ஆயிடலாமா?
சத்த மைண்ட் வச்சுருந்தா ஃபீல் இல்லையா நம்மகிட்ட? எப்போ வரோங்க? பாய் சேப்பாடுங்க ரைட் எடுக்க. என்ன வந்துடுறேன் ஆடுங்க.
மேல எய்ம் பண்ணுமா? போட்டுட்டான். கரெக்டாக கழுத்துக்கிட்ட எய்ம் பண்ணா மண்டல அடிபடுதா? ப்ரோ கரெக்ட் எவ்வளோ ஹெல்ப் பண்ணியிருக்கு தெரியுமா? கரெக்ட் எவ்வளோ அடி அடிச்சு தெரியுமா?
இந்த ராத்திரி யாருமே சார் நம்மளது வர்றது அப்படி அதானே முன்னாடி
கேஷ் பாக்ஸ் மேல எய்ம் பண்ணி அடிக்க. ஓ கேஷ் பாக்ஸ் மேலையா?
பத்து
செக்ஸி வாலா பாபா வேற ஒருத்தர்
மேல அடிக்கிறான் ப்ரோ.
ப்ரோ டி
Cash out D. Let's move.
மேலே இருக்கட்டும். வாங்க ப்ரோ.
வந்துட்டு அது நான் இல்லை.
இங்கே தான் இருக்குது.
இங்கே இருக்கேன்.
எடுத்து ரிவைவ் பண்ணிடலாம். வரான் ப்ரோ.
இதுல இருக்கீங்க
அந்த பக்கம் நீ வந்த சைடு. ஸ்ரீராம் பாருங்க. தூங்க எடுத்துக்கலாம். ப்ரோ கீழே இருக்கிறேன். எங்கோ ப்ரோ. அப்பா சொன்ன அடிச்சுனே இருக்கிறானுங்க ப்ரோ. ஏதோ ஒன்று லாஸ்ட் கேட்ச் ப்ரோ. அங்கேயே ஆள் வந்துட்டான். பின்னாடி வந்து அடிச்சுனே
ப்ரோ. நான் எங்க போய் போடுறது?
போட முடியாதா? அடிச்சுனே இருக்கிறான் ப்ரோ ஒருத்தன்.
நான் வேணா கீழே எடுத்துட்டா
எடுத்துங்க. என்ன வச்சுக்கிறீங்க டாட்டா?
கரெக்ட். எடுத்துட்டு வரணும். ஹெவி.
ஹலோ ப்ரோ பிளேயர்ஸ்.
வாங்க. நல்லா அடிச்சு.
கரெக்ட், நல்லா தான் இருக்கும்.
அவன் கீழே அடிச்சுனே இருக்கிறான். பின்னாடி அவன் அடிச்சா மட்டும் டீம் காலியாகும் போல.
டரெக்ட் யூஸ் பண்ண அப்ரிஷியேட் பண்ண மாட்டேன்றீங்களே.
சரிங்களா?
வர இருங்க, கேம் ஓப்பன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறேன். எப்படி என்ன கேரி பண்ணுவீங்களா? இல்ல ப்ரோ, போயிட்டு வாங்க ப்ரோ. போய் சாப்பிட்டு வாங்க. பிஆர்பி போட்டு போங்க.
சரி, சும்மா ஒரு மேட்ச் போட்டுட்டு
நீங்க வாங்க, அப்புறம் போவோம். எனக்கு ஒன்றும் இல்லை, நீங்க ஆடுறீங்கன்னு தான் வந்தோம். வேர்ல்ட் டூர் ஆடுறதுக்கு இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இல்லை. ஆமா ப்ரோ.
My bad for swearing.
Normalized with a massive brain play there, encasing himself in goo, becoming a sarcophagus to survive.
Well played by
later
Noah.
in,
He
later point in the fight
lived
while
on.
the rest of his team
He lived for
just
so
about
long with that
burnt.
goo cocoon
Really
that
nice stuff from
the teammates were able to peel for him,
that moment.
and like it was
Sheer
too
survival
expensive of a
instinct.
death.
The
for Envy.
self-entomb worked that time.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't. Obviously, if it's in a pagoda in the open underneath a cash out, then maybe not.
I'll do
as good an
giveaways.
idea.
ஹலோ
ஆ
ம் ஆடிட்டு இருக்கீங்களா?
அதான் வரேன்
ஆ
இப்பதான் வரேன்.
என்னது? ஹலோ
சாப்பிட்டீங்களா?
சாப்பிட்டீங்களாவா?
ம்.
4 மணி.
மணி 4 ஆயிடுச்சு. இப்ப வந்து உட்கார்ந்து
கொய்யால வாங்கின காசுக்கு மேலேயே போகிறான்டா.
லைவ் மணி போடலாமா?
என்னது?
மணி ஓடட்டுமா? நான் ஆஃப் பண்ணிடலாம்.
உங்கள் இஷ்டம். எல்லாம் அங்கே உக்காந்துட்டு இருக்காங்க லைவ்ல.
யாரு?
நம்ம ஆளுங்க இருக்கிறோம்.
வாட்ச் பார்ட்டியா? பண்ணலாமா?
பண்ணலாம். கேன்சல் பண்ணிட்டு போடுங்க டக்குன்னு.
ஓகே.
Hatadari YT.
அண்ட் இது ஃபைனல் டேவா?
ஆமாம் ப்ரோ, முடிஞ்சு ப்ரோ.
போச்சா? அப்ப பிச்சிலே போட்டுருமா?
பிச்சில் போட்டலாமாவா?
பிச்சில தான் லைக்
பிச்சில் யார் பார்க்க போகிறாங்க உங்களுக்கு?
இல்ல ப்ரோ, பிச்சிலன்னா இது இல்லாம வரும்ல.
ஆமாம், பிச்சில் இருக்கிறத எடுத்து வைங்க அப்படியே. அதுவும் ஃபைனல்ஸ் இருக்க ஸ்ட்ரீம் பண்ணுங்க, ஆட் வராது.
Gateway goes up from Grad there, but no one goes through it yet. They might try to glitch it out, but it's high and it's difficult to get to.
That's brilliant. They threw it into the air and then shot it in midair.
Oh, that's so smart.
To take out the glitch, or to take out the gateway with
யார்
the
யாருக்கு
glitch
ஃபைட்
barrel.
டிப்னு
Something
தெரியல.
you can't do with a glitch grenade. So
No.
really, really nice.
Showing off that there is
Actually,
like
the
those
group
barrels actually
1
do have maybe
group
more
2
value
இருக்கும்.
in some of those unique cases. Such a heads-up play as these teams are just. No one wants to make the wrong moves. Again, it slows down because these vault fights matter so incredibly much. It has been tapped. It's on the ground. The second a team wins, there's no delay. They're going to be on their way as soon as they can to those cash
போட்டிங்களா?
outs. Just trading shots until somebody makes a wrong move.
Speaking of trading shots, we've had a virtual trading.
நேத்து யாராவது ஜெயிச்சாங்க?
ஏதோ மெசேஜ் பண்ணியிருக்கிறீங்க.
Now sitting on top of this building, we've got Lamp
ஓ
and Grad.
ஓகே, கேமில் இன்வைட் பண்ணது டிஸ்கார்டுக்கு வருது டிஎம்.
Bubble up. This is, we've seen this on
தெரியல
Banana
bro, நான்
before. Sometimes
பார்த்துட்டேன்.
these vault fights can be devastatingly long.
அவங்களுக்கு
No one
நம்மளுக்கும்
wants to
4
make
hours
that first
டிஃபரன்ஸ்
move
ப்ரோ.
different.
4 and a half
Vying
hours.
for information.
Looked like they were going to go for a jump there for a second. I thought they were going to
Final
get
round
backstab
போயிட்டு
onto
இருக்கு.
Envy, but
ஆமா.
no, it just slows down
ரொம்ப
once
நேரமா
again.
போயிட்டு இருக்கு ப்ரோ.
Need to stay hot here.
எல்லாம்
They're
எஸ்எஸ்ஜிக்கு
slowed
தான்
down.
சப்போர்ட்
They need to
பண்றாங்க.
be able
என்வி
to
பக்கம் யாருமே
explode
இல்ல.
into action at a moment's
அப்படியா?
notice.
ஆனா நேத்து என்விதான் கொளுத்திட்டு இருந்தாங்க கடைசி வரைக்கும்.
Coiled spring. It's
யாரு?
the crouching tiger, ready at
தோப்புற
any
மாதிரி
moment.
போய் ஒரு மேட்ச்
Hit the
தோத்துட்டாங்க.
turn on.
எஸ்எஸ்ஜி தானே?
Hidden
இல்ல,
Dragon
envy.
DRG had to make their exit today.
எஸ்எஸ்ஜியும் சேம் அதே தான். நான் கிளிப் எல்லாம் எடுத்திருக்கேன். 1v3 பண்ணான் அந்த கிராட்.
In the tank for these teams. Start
Light,
today. Brad
SSG
had
ல
managed to
இருக்கான்ல.
get hold of that box.
அவன் வந்து
Just
1v3
slipping
பண்ணான்.
in
4 மணி
unnoticed.
இப்பதான் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது இல்ல
Gets the
காலையில
gateway
இருந்து
out
ஓடிட்டு
there. They can
இருக்கோம்.
make their move towards C.
இப்பதான் என்ன 2 மணிக்கு தான்
The
ஸ்டார்ட்
fight could
ஆகுது.
happen at any moment. They want to hold up here. This is their chosen bastion, right in the middle of the map. They know roughly
இப்பதான்
where
start
everything
start
comes from,
ஆகி
but
இன்னும்
they
ஒரு
have a bit of an
2 hours
advantage
ஆகும்.
here in that they know that they can
அதுலயே இருக்கும் பாருங்க
circle
ஸ்ட்ரீமிங்
and
டைம்
trap
எவ்வளவு
PlayStation
நேரம்
Gaming from
அதான்
any
டைம்.
angle.
Stu, they know where he is. They
Yes,
spotted him for separation. He has one
கரெக்டா 2 hours
shot.
ப்ரோ. எப்படி
Stu
கால்குலேஷன்?
can't wipe here. The shot. Oh, a crucial miss from Normalize.
நீங்க என்ன வெறும் இது
allowing
மட்டும்
them to
பண்றீங்க?
reset.
சைடுல
You've
கமெண்ட்
got to be
எல்லாம் ஓடுற
careful
மாதிரி
with that
வைங்க.
mantle animation. Nothing you can do as you're locked into that jump.
நல்லா இருக்கு.
And very fortunate from Stooge not to be picked off by Normalize there. Speaking of Normalize, he's actually taking Flak off screen. In fact, it looks like he's about to go down. 1 bar of HP. They have to re-engage. Space Station trying to scramble, but they don't get there in time. And they grab the room. How has he got? How did he do that? He's just slipped past them like ships in the night.
You absolute thief! How does he do that? He's going to be able to get the res. That's completely changed things.
Oh my god. Bit of a slip there from Envy as they don't capitalize on the 3 versus 2, but they do get the cash out.
Browser display ஆகாதா full screen வச்சிட்டு comment எடுத்துப்பீங்களா?
Now, where do they set up? How do they use it? Are they opening a wall? Are they winching it out into the
adilla bro
fix bro that entire building intact. They don't want to give anything away. They don't want to spend any resources early.
Full screen கொடுத்துட்டு இது அழுத்தனா comment வருது
sideல. Since the end of that last cash out.
Been a constant skirmish across the entire map. Every team trading bullets, but no one committing. The
நான் எங்க watch பண்ணலாம் பண்றேன்.
People try to tell you this isn't an objective-based game. It's all about aim. No. We've had about 5 minutes pass right now. We're on 7 minutes 30 left in the lobby time. That rarely ever happens.
Spam.
But now, of course, that timer doesn't matter. It's a timer on the cash out with only a minute 20.
No, bro, envy spam பாருங்க.
There will likely only be one team fight here as Lamp gets started on that steal. It's a bait.
Yeah, உள்ள டிலேல பாக்குறீங்க.
Not taking it. They know it's just a trap.
அந்த envy எல்லாம் போய் கீழ embark redeem code எல்லாம் வந்து எங்கயோ போயிட்டு இருக்கு.
He has eyes normal. He hits shots. The gateway gets him away.
Very smart to enable that. And now they dive back in with Envy slightly out of position. But they don't find the opening. Instead, they throw Goo, maybe committing to this steal this time. Normalize has lost his purpose. They will jump. They engage on Grad, finding the solo light and ending his life rapidly. Lamp has to escape, but he does get the steal. This is huge. A 2 versus 1. Now a 1 versus 3. Lamp getting the Reds back up onto Grad, but the steal coming back in the other direction. I don't think he can come in and stop it. The RPG is huge, but the steal is successful. The kill comes out for Lamp. It's 2 versus 1. Only Busy left, holding in the last few seconds. He's down to a smidgen of HP, and Grad comes in with the kill. Space Station Gaming get the flip of the last few seconds and book themselves a spot in the grand final.
A best of 1 with more strategy, more thought than I have ever seen in my life. And SSG prove that they can take it to Envy when it matters. They are your first team in the Final Four.
That final catch-out was on a knife edge from start to finish. And it's Space Station Gaming that hold their nerve. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Look at what it means to them. Look at what it means to them.
That has to be the most incredible moment. Knowing that you are at that point, you make it to the Final Four, you get to rest. SSG continuing to have a quick route, but a well-earned route. That fight, that game was nothing short of perfection.
A historically dominant side with
joystick ஆமா bro controller controller keyboard la keyboard
ஆமா controllerனா நீங்களே controller எடுத்துட்டு வந்தோம்
in the grand final RD
controller அவன் ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணாங்க பட் எல்லாம் இவங்களே எடுத்துட்டு வந்தாங்க அதான் அவங்க கட்டுறவன் அந்த பக்கம் இருக்கான்ல
காதுல கருப்பு கலர் தோடு போட்டுருக்கான்
ஆமா இல்ல யாரு கருப்பு கலர் தோடா
எஸ்எஸ்ஜி
குண்டா இருந்தானே மெலிசா இருந்தான் அவனா
குண்டா
அவன் கண்ட்ரோலர் இல்ல அவன்
கண்ட்ரோலர் தான் சுத்தணும்
finalize every single thing they needed. This winch, the winch heard around the
world. Bro,
even though Envy got that steal, SSG they're able to finish off that last fight. And I mean, look at this score line; it's so close. Only 2 kills between them. And I mean, Grad showing up, showing.
Title மாத்துங்களா
We've seen him with an 9-3R on Bernal in a final round before. This is something else, though. Grad really just showing up for his team.
Yeah, I was amazed with his positioning, the way that he played, and all of his aiming with that 93R as well just really solidified how good of a light player he is.
And, I mean, so, let's talk about that goose stall. The goose stall on your own body, not on
the grand major da dream act the grand major 2025 being watch party in potron
get the kill and you just encase yourself in goo and let your team come through.
Yeah, exactly. Normalize had an amazing
group 1 la or team final select.
I mean, it really just bought himself a lot of time for his team to regroup, Busy just wasted a lot of ammo, and that's the big hindrance of that Shack 50. You can get that winch, get that kill early on, but as soon as you do, you're caught yourself reloading. And a lot of times it can put yourself at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, at the very beginning of it, though, it really did look like Envy was standing strong. I was remembering, honestly, for that very first cash out, when they were on top of the church and you had Stooge, the 9-3R, like shooting down on top of Lamp while he was stealing. It reminded me of in the closed qualifiers when Uni was up on top of the Angimo building on Fortune Stadium shooting down on Sloth. But, I mean, it was SSG, though, that just came out of nowhere for that second fight and realized we need to lock in now or it's not happening at all.
Yeah, and it was so interesting to see that and then go towards after the second vault fight or the second
நம்ம content creator பிடிக்க முடியாது இனிமே.
stopped. You could feel the energy in the arena and you could tell that they both almost had a mutual respect for each other. Nobody really wanted to make the first mistake, so it was really kind of just interesting and intense.
Well, we've had our first team book
யார் தெரியுமா content creator?
That's going to be
Neon Guts.
But there's two teams that need to book a spot for survival. That's right. It's
அவருக்கு எவ்வளவு கொஞ்சம் ஒரு
TSM and Alliance. We just watched them go up against each other in that cash out. Did not win cash out. That means they're fighting for survival. We're going to be getting a best of 3 final round to see who our first team to go home in phase 3 is.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people
2025 போடுங்க.
like an Alliance to SSG in that similar regard. They play very consistently well. We have seen TSM
the Grand Major 2025 போடுங்க.
They've taken games off of Alliance. Can they do it here? Is this going to be the moment, Rio, where they kind of break out in this 3v3?
I'm not so certain. I really think that Alliance is just such a strong, well-structured team that you go against a team like TSM, they're just
black
not
screen
as well-studied. They don't even
overlay
have
வர மாட்டேன் Discordல எனக்கு.
They have aim, they have a lot of strategy, but I don't think it's on the same level.
I mean, this is a really good time, though, to kind of talk about that whole
TSM எப்படி வந்துச்சு bro?
Given the fact that, well, TSM, they were able to get to that level with all of these other teams. There's a reason that they were in that same cash out with SSG, with NV, and Alliance. They're commonly referred to as the best.
Comment sideல display பண்ணுங்க bro.
I don't think that there is really anyone that doubts that. And so I'm thinking about this in a way of, if TSM really does beat Alliance right here, that might say a lot more about the state of NA versus EMEA than it does about, well, these two teams. I'm just saying. So this is Alliance's time to prove that EU is a good region. Kelly, you're also with me on this. We need... I want to see Alliance do well here. Let's take a look at the maps. Let's see where they're going to be on. Of course, we're going to be starting on Bernal, because that was the map we started the cash out on. Ban first up coming out from Alliance. Soul getting taken away. TSM says no Monaco. TSM then will remove Sister Horizon. Played too much of that. No more Las Vegas Stadium either, which means that we're going to be on Nozomi Citadel for map 2 as Alliance's pick, and Fortune Stadium for TSM's pick. So we'll start with Bernal. We'll see if we could go all the way. This will be history.
Yeah, and I do think this could go all the way. We probably will be seeing Fortune Stadium. TSM has what it takes. They're the up-and-comers in this scene right now, especially in NA, as we just talked about.
3 match bro.
I mean, Arco is that standout light.
Monaco இல்ல, Fortune Stadium இல்ல.
Without talking about the lights here, Rio.
No, without a doubt. I mean, you've got two lights, and even Artie was alluding to the fact that we might be seeing them switch off of things. We might not have Dash anymore. We might see Invis. So I'd love to see how this all plays out, especially if there are any changes.
I mean, hey, in the last one, we saw glitch traps come through.
Yeah.
We could see glitch traps. We could see APS. We could see TSM pulling some crazy stuff out. But if TSM is able to keep up very decent scorelines up against teams like SSG, teams like Envy, then we can assume that this best of 3 final round is going to be just as explosive as the one that we just watched.
Yeah, and in that post-match interview with TSM, they sounded extremely confident going into this match. They know they have what it takes. They have the experience now. I mean, he said it himself. He's ready.
Yeah, and they had time to rest.
Yeah.
And this is a well-rested TSM this time around. So I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a slightly stronger team, although that cash out did give some sense of worry. But all that worry is about to be quelled, at least for us. We
மேட்ச்
get to
ஆரம்பிச்ச
see
உடனே
what's
இது
happening.
போட்டுக்கலாமா
It's over to your
கேட்டு
casters, Jerry and Walt. The best of 3 to see
ஒரு
who's
வாரம்
going home.
டப்புனு இதான்
Rematch of
அப்படியெல்லாம் எதுவுமே இல்லை கரெக்டா இருக்குது நம்ம சேட்டையும் சேர்த்து தான் காட்டுறோம் அவங்க வீடியோ ஃபுல்லா எடுக்கிற மாதிரி ஆயிடும்ல கணக்கு
Alliance took that one 2-1, booking them a spot here.
மேட்ச் திரும்பி போட்டு காட்டுறாங்க இப்போ
Now the loser will go home.
All to play for.
சும்மா
every
சாட்
team
கிளிம்ஸ்
to
போடும்
think about. It really is
ஏய்
a complete
மேட்ச் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது ப்ரோ ஓட்டு காட்டல
best of 3. Last time TSM lost this and still had a chance to qualify, and they did so.
காரணி ஃபிக்ஸ்
Now there are no more
அதான்
mistakes
காரணி
available.
Here we are on Bernal for the
இதான்
last time
பீட்டர்
for a short time.
லைட் ஹெவி அங்க பாத்தீங்களா லைட் மீடியம் ஹெவி
A little bit of a range shot there
ஆமா
from Visions, but
ரெண்டு பேர் தான் அதான்
he can take those
கீழ
back up.
இந்த 93 ஆறு
Invis here on the light.
மீடியம் பண்ணாவே ஹீலிங் தான் டிஃபேபும் ஹீலர் தான் மீடியம் ஃபுல் சப்போர்ட் தான் ப்ரோ
Try and find an opening from the side.
மீடியம் எல்லாம் ஒன்றும் பெருசா கேம் பிளே
Sneaky shenanigans, but
ஹெவியும் லைட் தான் மெயின்
managed to get through that gateway and get the vault moving, but Palmer being caught in the back by the shots of Visions from range.
Ooh, Treason gets a nice pick onto Arco. A quick res will come out. They're not going to push this one, but it is going to go ahead.
ஏன் ரிப்பீட் எடுத்துட்டு வரான்னு
This
புரியல
is the hallmark of Alliance. The
காரணி
ability of them
ஃபிக்ஸ் ரிப்பீட் இல்ல காரணி ஃபிக்ஸ் லைட் 93 ஆறு
so impressively. They are going to try to catch
இல்ல
them
விஷன்
at
விஷன்
full strength.
இதுல
They might not be
பிங்க்ல
expecting Alliance to be so far forward, but surely
அதுல
TSM must
ட்ரேஸ் அண்ட்
have
ரிப்பீட்
them.
ஆடும்
இங்க
அவன்
பாருங்க
ஆவரேஜ்ல உட்கார்ந்துட்டு
Is
இருப்பான்
an indication that they really do want to be
அவன்
pushing
93 ஆறுல இது வச்சிருக்கான் ருசி இதெல்லாம்
Oh, a great RPG from Palmer.
Ooh.
And he finishes the job, almost hits the win.
இங்க பாருங்க ப்ரோ
Doesn't need them as Carnifex
பார்த்துட்டு தான்
picks up the
இருக்கேன்
kill on Apollo, and it's only Visions
You.
left, and this is the Alliance special, stalling the the reset here, as Visions being allowed to long res his team.
பாவி என்ன இப்படி பண்றாங்க
And the heavy again.
என்னது
It's just farming at this
அவன்
point.
ரிவைவ் பண்ண விட்டு பக்கத்துல நின்னு ரெண்டு பேத்தி அடிக்கிறாங்க ப்ரோ அங்க பாருங்க ட்ரால் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க ப்ரோ
Biggest bullies in the scene, and I will
இங்க
not give
பாத்தீங்களா
otherwise. Apollo needs to find a quick route to death right now.
அட பாவி என்ன இப்படி ட்ரால் பண்றாங்க
The way he blows
ஆமா
up the
ப்ரோ
fire, don't let him kill it. He's going to be able
You know
to do
what?
so.
I wouldn't have put it past
அட
Alliance.
பாவிங்களா என்ன ப்ரோ 10,000 பேர் பாக்குற சோல இப்படி பண்றாங்க
Didn't think that far ahead. Thankfully for TSM.
சீக்கிரம் சாவணும்
The reason
அதுக்கு
that has happened,
respawn
because
ஆகுது.
you're wondering what all
இல்ல
that's
ப்ரோ
about.
அவன் என்ன பண்ணா பாத்தீங்களா
Now,
அதான் ப்ரோ சீக்கிரம் செத்துட்டானா சீக்கிரம் ரீஸ்பான் ஆயிடுவான் ரீஸ்பான் டைம் எழுத்து விட்டாங்க இப்போ
40 seconds, and that's including the respawn.
நான் ஸ்டால் பண்ணி
இங்க
எடுத்துட்டேன்
பாருங்க பாருங்க டிவி காமிக்கிறாங்க
Ready. The trap sprung by
சரியான
Papa.
RPG.
அதான் இப்ப பாருங்க பக்கத்துல நின்னு என்ன பண்றாங்க பாரு
Completely
அட
removing
பாவி
the invis. Oh my god, just the
Palmer's doing nothing to beat the allegations. He loves being the bad guy, and I absolutely adore him for it. But,
அவங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சு போச்சு ப்ரோ இந்த டீம்
I mean, that's just
oh my god.
iconic.
இது வந்து புது டீம் ப்ரோ லீக் ஆஃப் லெஜெண்ட்ஸ்
TSM,
ஆடிட்டு
you said it
இருந்தாங்க
already.
டிஎஸ்எம்மா
Is there time?
ஆமா டிஎஸ்எம்ல அவங்க இருக்காங்க எல்லாருக்கும் பாத்தீங்கன்னு வச்சுங்களேன் ஹார்ஸ் வந்து 250 தான் ஃபைனல்ஸ் அவ்வளவுதான் ஆடி இருக்காங்க
அதுக்குள்ள எப்படி ஃபைனலுக்கு வரல வந்துட்டாங்க
அதுக்குள்ள எப்படி மேஜர் அதான்
லேட்டஸ்ட்
Yeah, this
ராஸ்டர்
is-
நல்லா
this
ஆடுவாங்க
is
அந்த
Alliance
ஆர்கோன் இருக்கும்
showing
சரியா
that,
ஆடுறான்
yes, TSM
லைட்
may have the aim, but we got the strategy here. You know, we know how to play this game at a fundamental level, especially on a map like Bernal, a map that Secret absolutely love to run. And as two of the top teams in EU, you know that Alliance has played Secret many, many times on Bernal. They've clearly picked up a thing or two.
And you can tell from our voices, like, the way that Alliance are engaging, they've won half of these fights before they even start.
Yeah.
It's their positioning and their utility usage that is putting them in this position. They just know this game.
And that's what Alliance do. Alliance are all about movement. That from the very beginning, when they formed, they were this team that utilized these gateway movements, these rotations, just surprising teams everywhere. The last time they were on Bernal against 5 Fears, they used the gateway just to juke them out. They were doing crazy stuff all over the place.
Carnifex truly big braining the operation here with those calls.
சரியான ஆர்பிஜி இல்ல
At his disposal. But
எல்லாருக்கும் 100 குறைஞ்சு போச்சு
maybe get a hold of the vault for a moment, but he gets the feeling that this is what they
என்னைய
want.
தோக்கடிச்சிட்டாங்க இவ்வளவு ஏன்
Arco
SSG
caught out in the
ஆமா
open.
ஆமா
ஆமா
Carnifex gobbles him up for free.
It feels like TSM are expecting, maybe they're expecting an NA style. They haven't had a ton of this international experience. Some of these older teams, even though they would play internationally,
நீங்க பிங்க்
they
தூத்துறாங்க
haven't always had maybe that breadth of experience. And TSM, expecting Alliance to make moves, it feels like the longer those gaps stretch out, they don't know what to do when the fight doesn't happen.
Yeah, TSM really have done a lot of hard work, as we've seen throughout this tournament, to catch up to the pack. You know, newcomers to the scene, but a few months ago, basically in preparation.
சொல்லல தூரம் இருப்பான் ஒருத்தன்.
They have a lot of experience from other titles, but it has started to show the cracks in the armor, those moments. And this sort of dominance from Alliance that we've seen in that previous series, just carrying over into Bernal now. But this time with TSM's fate on the line, no way back for them unless they start getting some kills, unless they start doing to Alliance what they don't
என்ன வச்சிருக்கான் அவன்? Teleport, vanish, dash, healing.
Yeah, emitter. So far away, they're making sure. Look at the focus on these players' faces. Carnifex, absolutely locked in. It may look easy to us. They may be doing a good job, but they are not taking it for granted. Palma picks off Visions on the cross to A. That is an opening for them. Apollo being chased. Arco taking a couple stray shots. Totems being knocked away. They're just trying to delay them with 2 down. They're continuing to toy with them. Arco, the only one left. It's falling apart.
All they need to do is guard the totems as well. Eventually, of course, the time will work against them, so they do decide to close this down. There's an opportunity for Vision to coin in 5 seconds. So if they get the kill, they do. And that is a long respawn timer being hit. 22 seconds. I don't know if they even have a chance here.
20 seconds to spawn, run to the cash out, and steal.
I don't think
you know, I appreciate that you think I'm as handsome as Artie. You know,
I was seeing they
Envy செம்மையா இருந்தான். ஆமா bro, எனக்கு செம்மையா பண்ணா Envy.
But we'll brush past that waltz. I'm sure you can forgive me. And yeah, well, TSM, of course, having to deal with the fact that now they've got to assault this position. It seems as though Alliance didn't need to bother with the spawn trap there. They just decided to hold the point as deeply as possible, and now they have all of the stall, the goo, the flames. Look at this. Treason's in the mix, but he doesn't even need to be. Vision's trying to stick it, but he's toast, and the round is already over before I can even finish my sentence. Waltz! Alliance, they make it look easy sometimes, don't they?
Done and dusted. That was incredible work from Alliance, and I think that was such an interesting 2-0 to
நடுவுல இருக்கிறது கார்னி, முடி விட்டுட்டு இருக்கிறது வந்து ட்ரெஷன், அந்த பக்கம் பால்மா.
Right, because in similar ones we saw dominance, but I think it was clear that like TSM are definitely. We saw TSM beat DRG.
They're a great team.
They're an incredible team, right? And so I think it just speaks to how good Alliance is. This was a win not of aim, not of like basic understanding of the game. This was a win of this.
At the finals, 26K watching.
Alliance coming prepared with these detailed strats, stalling for ages for these players, finding every possible way to try and keep them from being in this game. There were basically 2 fights. There was basically 1 fight for every single cash out because they stalled them for so long it didn't matter.
There are very few teams that when you watch them, it feels as though they have the bird's eye view. And Alliance, that's what it's like. It's like we're watching them and we can't even comprehend their next move because they're so many steps ahead of us. It's just incredible. And that is, of course...
Is that goose eggs across the board?
No way.
TSM shut out! Has that happened in the major?
I don't think so. Not a single kill for TSM.
The first triple goose egg in the major.
Wow.
Talk about dominance.
TSM fans. But they shouldn't be. If there are any TSM fans out there, they need to make some noise right now. But it looks like Alliance are making the noise. There's nothing stopping this team. They have the fans with them. If you're at home, make sure you're giving love to whoever it is in charge. EU that are shouting the loudest. TSM, they've got to make it work here on Nozomi Citadel.
The pick from Alliance as well. It's going to be an uphill battle for TSM. Alliance, we saw what they can do on Burn. What can they do on the map that they picked and prepared for?
Just a quick sidebar as well. TSM, do you know what map they picked as map 3 in this series?
Fortune Stadium.
Fortune Stadium. Alliance's stronghold. So that spoke to the confidence that they had coming into this series. I feel it may have taken a knock, but of course here is where they want to build it back up. They can turn it on its head, flip the script, and take down the biggest EU side. And they can maybe do it. That's a great winch. Lots of damage coming out from TSM, and they have the upper hand in this fight with a pick onto Arco, but that's gonna stall them slightly. Somehow, TSM, despite all the damage, have lost a body.
They're playing so well in Alliance right now, staggering and balancing this damage between everyone. That speaks to the comms on this team. making sure that your teammates know exactly where the enemy is. You can do damage and back away. You don't have to do anything else. You can make sure that they can follow up on you, and you can take the chance to regen. And now both teams again just posturing around this vault fight. Haven't even tapped it yet. They don't want to give up anything.
Yeah, and by tapping that vault, you give away information as well. That's the one thing. Treason. Oh, he's very alone. Does know, of course, where his teammates are. Can see through those walls, but
Quick goo. Get him out of the way.
Very smart to give himself a bit of an exit. And of course,
the gateway.
Right there, the gateway. Very nicely donated by Carnifex to get themselves moving towards that vault. And now it's TSM on the offensive. They do manage to cross successfully with a smart invis and gateway. But Apollo caught on the other side. Palmer unleashes hell upon him. Visions gets the trade back onto the heavy. But it's a 2 versus 2 in favor of TSM now. Arco with huge frags coming out. The 2-piece from the light on the side of TSM. And finally, TSM are off to the races.
They strike back, and they strike back hard, taking the first wipe on Alliance's map pick. Going to prove that they belong to be here. They made it to top 8. Do they deserve to be further?
Look at this from his perspective as well. We get to see all of the shots landed. Maximum value from this 93R and the finishing blows on those last 2. He gifted his team the gateway across. Apollo was just a bit of a sandbag in that fight, it felt, for the other 2, for Visions and Arco, to start doing the damage. But now they've gotten that timer started. What can Alliance do on the attack? Trying to find high hit. And they do manage to regroup downstairs after taking a bit of a glitch to their faces. A guru, just to make absolutely certain they can cross that very slim road. Maybe a bit overcautious there. But they're bringing Goo up with them as well.
And Treason with the revolver, playing a different style than he did before, looking for those picks, especially on Arco, making sure to shut him down. They found TSM doing some damage, but all that damage quickly going to be healed up from both teams. Looking down upon them, dome shields from both heavies. A lot of utility being dropped in. Glitches there, but the jump from Apollo. Looking to do an RPG, but he's just going to get picked up, but Alliance is crumbling. They're going to get wiped again.
Incredible. We have to assume that RPG had massive
Easy,
impact there.
style.
It was a well-set defense from TSM. We definitely saw the first damage coming out from Peter onto Carnifex. And that just stalled Alliance. This is really smart from TSM. They've done their homework. This is the kind of macro play that we were not expecting from them. You know, maybe a few months ago, but here they've forced spawn far away, just as Alliance were doing. And they've given themselves a lot of time to work with here. Well, in fact, no, the opposite. They've given Alliance no time to work with here.
Controller player kill loadout பார்த்தாவே தெரிஞ்சிரும்.
To try and steal this.
It will be a mad rush to the point for Alliance, but they're going to give their best shot, pushing them into the corner, pushing them into this room. Treason doesn't have that team map. They have to get up to the roof to actually do something. Carney finds the heavy, dealing to him to Apollo, but he has to actually reload. He needs those bullets. He can't take care of him, but Treason is there to follow up. But Alliance cannot get the steal. They may be winning this fight right now, but they don't get this cash out.
And Arco left alive here, may be able to do something. Dashing out range of that winch and landing some damage, but Palmer places his SA-12-16 shots perfectly to clean up the light. But it's a cold comfort as TSM managed to grab their first cash of the series. A huge boon, especially considering this was Alliance's map pick.
This looks like a different team, Jerry.
It really does. They're actually stepping up to Alliance's level at this point. Alliance haven't managed to get that macro control going in the same way that they did on Banal. Admittedly easier map to do that sort of thing on. Zomi, very well designed with these tall buildings, cutting off all the sight lines, and always having to you know, make your way to different locations on the map with plenty of cover in the middle of those long highways.
எல்லாமே கண்ட்ரோல்
It's not wasting any time. Out delays this time.
Yeah, that's
கண்ட்ரோலர்ல தான் இருக்காங்க.
But of course they had
லைட் எல்லாம் கண்ட்ரோலர்ல தான் இருக்காங்க.
லைட் எல்லாம் கண்ட்ரோலர்ல தான்.
I don't think he escaped with his life, and that is an RPG to secure it. But the back's turned.
தெய்வம் அலையன்ஸ்ல மட்டும் PC நினைக்கிறேன். கார்னிஃபெக்ஸா.
And Arco will clean him up. It seems like TSM, once they get going in a team fight, they are not going to be stopped by Alliance.
Normally Alliance so good about putting their gateways in places that you are not expecting to be. But TSM are waiting. Treason jumping out of that gateway, following his heavy, and immediately getting winched into the middle of TSM. They have found their stride. Second cash out started for them. It could be a reverse double cash out.
It feels like we've seen a number of fair fights between TSM and Alliance. And I have to say, TSM, they're not dealing with being ferried around the map,
open qualifier la adichu dhaan
by the likes of Carnifex and his gateways. they actually come out on top in these brawls. They have the aim, they have the skills, the adaptability.
ஆனா புது டீம் சீசன் 1ல இருந்து ஆடலாங்க. சும்மா லேட்டஸ்டா தான் வந்தாங்க சீசன் 7 என்ன அதுல இருந்து
part of their game as well. We know they are capable. Treason, one of the greatest mediums out there. Carnifex and Palmer as well could easily lay claim to that title themselves for their respective classes. They need to back it up with results now, and this is the place to do it. The Treason steal being attempted and in fact being allowed by TSM to fall through. They do not have a good enough sightline, a good enough setup for this defense.
They didn't even punish anything. Normally you allow that to go. What are you doing? Apollo, he pushes too far forward. He finds himself in the middle of 3. Alliance striking back with 1, but could be quick to fall. Has to back away. Takes a moment. He does get picked off by Arco. The light taking his compatriot out, but Treason brings his light back up. He's going to be back with low health, but they have to survive. Apollo, the last member left of TSM. If he gets found, it could be it for them. They need to find a way back in. There's not a lot of time castling this cash out.
They're playing with their food right there. They knew in the 2 versus 1 that Apollo had no chance. They're just delaying the inevitable. And once again, making good on their macro knowledge. They knew that that steal was available to them. Very few teams would read that situation, see 3 versus 3, we can steal this, and then hold in the post. They had the bravery, they had the knowledge to pull that off. A little bit of a misstep from TSM, some mistakes slipping in. It feels like, again, they find themselves at a disadvantage, but this time it's by their own hand.
Yes, the steal, just they had the chance to defend it.
It was a poor setup.
It was a poor setup. You need to make sure, especially when you don't have DMAT, you have to be so precise about how you defend these points.
This debris can cost you, and that's what they're learning here. And Apollo as well, diving in early, missing that winch and then being picked off. Everything snowball from their alliance will not let any sort of advantage slip. Vault 3 will be available by the time either team reaches it on, again, this side of the map. Next to data center, but on the Citadel side.
அப்போ aim assist ஓட ப்ளே பண்றாங்களான்னு கேட்டிருக்காரு பீட்டர்.
TSM actually getting inside the building. They can get the
இல்லாம
trap if they choose.
இல்லாம பண்ண முடியாது.
Valuable intel, and instead we've got a standoff across this.
ஏனா பிசியும் ஆடுறாங்கல்ல.
Yet again, one of these matches starting to slow down a little bit. Last time Alliance
aim assist தான் ஆட முடியும். இல்லாட்டி முடியாது.
TSM not willing to let that happen once again.
DC
But they did so well in their defense the first
DC
time.
ல இருக்கறனால aim assist ஆன்ல தான் இருக்கும்.
We need TSM to take a deep breath, reset as Alliance moving up this stairway. They have to know where they are. They spot the tip of it. Apollo takes a lot of health. He pushed us a little bit too far, but he knows out of line.
Army Flex teamலாம் எவ்வளவு நாளா ஆடிட்டு இருக்காங்க. இவங்க வந்துட்டு இப்ப ரீசன்ட்டா ஆட ஆரம்பிச்சு இன்னும் ஆடுறாங்க.
There's actually a lot of damage on the side of Alliance, but Palmer wins his one against Arco. That's huge. The light down, the hero player on the side of TSM who has so many moments to make a difference. And Palmer rises.
முந்தனேத்து SSG கிட்ட வந்துட்டு இந்த மாதிரி எந்த டீம் வெளிய அனுப்பலாம் அப்படினு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு क्वेश्चन கேட்டாங்க. அவன் எல்லா கண்ட்ரோலர் பிளேயரையும் வெளிய அனுப்பிச்சிடலாம். ஆமா.
யார்ட்ட கேட்டாங்க?
TSM இது SSG
look to try and close this match out, and this is one of those points, Jerry. One of those points, much like Hospital, much like Sector 6 on Fortune Stadium. This is a tough abyss to cross.
And we know how these
வாய்ஸ் தவிர எல்லா வாய்ஸும் கிளியரா கேக்குது. ஆமா ப்ரோ, இந்த சரியா இது இல்ல ப்ரோ.
எல்லா வாய்ஸும் கிளியரா கேக்குதா? அங்க கமெண்ட்ரி கொடுக்குற வாய்ஸ்லாம் கேக்குதா ப்ரோ?
They take height and force Alliance back down.
Peter bro, வணக்கம் bro.
Look at this jump pad.
That's the TSM jump pad.
TSM jump pad. They can re-engage, but they're not going to bank on it. They're going to allow this steal to go through. In
fact, try
to engage from above.
I thought they were going to chase after that, but now that's going to allow this to happen. They have made Visions pay for it already. TSM losing a lot of health for the price of that cash out. Can they survive? Apollo goes down. It's all on Arco and Visions. They have to put this in. A lot of damage being done, but it's only Arco remaining. Can he win this 1v1 against Carnifex with the others also there? They need to find him. He has to get away.
They're going to stall him as much as they can. No, Treason doesn't want to toy with fate. He needs to get this steal. One final team fight here to knock TSM out and move further along in the bracket.
30 seconds. They're going to have to steal by the time they respawn.
Bro, இந்த லைட்டிங் எல்லாரும் இப்படி தான் bro. நான் இந்த டோர்னமென்ட்ல தான் பார்த்தேன். ஸ்பான் ஆன இடத்துக்கு கரெக்ட்டா பின்னாடி நிக்கறாங்க. அவன் போனா பின்னாடி வந்து அட்டாக் பண்றான்.
அவங்களுக்கு எப்படி தெரியும் இங்கதான் ஸ்பான் ஆவாங்கன்ட்டு?
அதெல்லாம் ஈஸி ப்ரோ. நீங்க அது நிறைய இருக்கு ப்ரோ விஷயம். ஸ்பான் ஏரியா எல்லாம் செப்பரேட்டா ஒரு மேப்பே இருக்கு ப்ரோ. எங்கெங்கெல்லாம் ஸ்பான் ஆவறாங்க எந்தெந்த மேப்ல.
சரியான ஃபேக்ட்.
But they don't know where Alliance are. Everyone is split up. I was in the room with you. No, Treason jumped off the other map. What happened there? An absolute throw from Treason. Going to go down as well. What is happening? Carnifex now needs to hold in the 1 versus 3. Can he?
Carnifex மட்டும்தான்.
He needs to get the unleashing damage.
சூப்பர். கேர்பா மாதிரி அடிச்சாங்க ப்ரோ. வேற மாதிரி.
அலைன்ஸ் தரத்து விட்டாங்க.
இன்னொரு மேட்ச் இருக்கு.
ஒன் is one.
ப்ரோ சரியான மேட்ச்.
From Treason trapping himself in the corner, as well as from Palma, and a quick hole. TSM.
ஏய் எல்லாரும் கண்ட்ரோலர்யா.
Alliance. What happened? That is devastating.
Seconds left.
Slow mo la vechirukanga.
He tried to
ஸ்லோ மோ இல்ல, அது கிரேன் அது.
and
Crane.
instead he found
ஆமா.
himself
எல்லாமே
trapped
பேசி
in
bro
a
இங்க.
prison of his own making.
Well, they're not letting it show.
வேற மாதிரி சத்தியம்.
Alliance as a team
ட்ரீசன் அவன்
needs to keep it together because that is the kind of performance and the kind of moment that can flip the script and that can topple your run.
இதான் திக்ஸி.
In the trenches right now having Nama flashbacks to the moment.
வந்து ஏன் சாட்ல அவன் மேல வன்மத்தை கக்கிட்டு போறான்.
So close but had fatal
He is fat and greasy.
It wasn't just one, it was the whole team fell apart there.
TSM, whatever visions or specters they were fighting.
Well, they're fighting
in their mind
right now.
that first match, they've clearly thrown it off here. They did lose a couple fights to Alliance, but this was a far closer match. The kill score way closer, but you can see in that support score as well. Visions putting in absolute work this match.
Absolutely. And as we said, when they their fight, they are going
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மேட்ச்ல நல்லா டாமினேட் பண்ணாங்க.
ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மேட்ச்ல அவங்க ஜாலியா ஆடிட்டாங்க ப்ரோ.
And unfortunately for Alliance, they made one too many. But going into map 3, TSM
கடுப்பா இருப்பையா அடிச்சு போடுவாங்க.
into Alliance, the Fortune Stadium team.
அது டவுன் தி லைன்.
That's bravery.
யார் ஜெயிக்கிறாங்களோ ஆமா டேரக்டா ஏர்போர்ட் டிக்கெட் வாங்குங்க.
Confidence that they've just acquired from that map win.
ஆனா இப்ப அடிச்சிட்டாங்கன்னு வைங்க இத. இவங்களுக்கு பயங்கர வெயிட் ஆயிடும்.
TSM
இல்ல இவங்களுக்கு.
Alliance, show us why you are the Fortune Stadium team. Pull out the strap. Will this look like another Bernal?
எவ்வளவு பேர் பார்க்கறாங்க?
யார் ரெண்டு பேர் தான் நாலு பீட்டர் ப்ரோ.
4 பேர் பார்க்கறாங்க.
Alliance, they make it look easy.
நான் அப்புறம் பேசிக்கிறேன்.
It's a very quick win often when they do ride that high, but TSM fans of course will want it to be a bit more gung-ho, a bit more brawly, and of course any neutrals they'll want a bit of a scrap.
சாக்ல இங்க இருந்து அங்க ஸ்ப்ரே பண்றான் இவனோட.
As often happens on Fortune Stadium, the first couple of
fights நான் பாராட்டறேன்.
Treason? No. Treason, not again.
கீழ விழுந்தான்.
What is happening?
இல்ல அவரோட இதெல்லாம் அவரே
This has happened
கிளம்பிட்டான்.
before. Well, he's had this happen before on a Fortune Stadium map.
Yep. The good thing is
saw you on TV
Treason can be recovered in this situation.
என்னடா டிவில
It's not a
பார்த்தா.
dire situation. You're going to make a mistake in this map. That's the one to do it. Get it all out of your system.
Right at the beginning.
Right at the beginning.
No delays.
Mental reset still needed, though, it seems, for Alliance.
And crucially, the cash outs not spawning in Sector 6.
No. And that does Alliance's control potential across the map. They'd love to be able to guard that kind of objective. But now, TSM forced back into this corner. Not many places to go, but they do have a gateway to gain ultimate height. And they have plugged. The Alliance just waiting beneath, doing some scouting. See if there's maybe a gateway left behind. They may well have
என்னது bro?
Plug பண்ணிட்டு எங்க அடிக்கறாங்க?
They decide that perhaps
plug பண்ணிட்டு
எங்க அடிக்கறாங்க பாருங்க.
அதுக்கு தான் அடிச்சிராங்க ஈஸியா. புரியுதா?
That top floor, that top building height, that rooftop. And closing the distance. Palmer now rotating out into the open, where they can let the medium start to do some damage with these long-range weapons.
Two teams that do have a medium off in the support class, but these mediums love to do their damage. They love to work from range. Arco getting chased by Carney. He successfully escapes, but Alliance continuing to run out the timer here. Arco on the other side of the map now. They've successfully regrouped, looking for that thing. Spots Palma. They know where they are now. Again, TSM with the information advantage at this point and height.
Palmer's going here for a win before they get the engage. No, he can't find the opening in the wall at all. So they're going to go for that steal. That timing is maybe poorly timed, unfortunately for
Controller மேல ஒரே வன்மமா இருக்கு.
Fantastic.
Palma caught them on the backside. He was ready for that. He winched him and kept them from defending the cash out. But they do have to back away, unfortunately. Alliance could have stuck to that. I think they should have held.
TSM sort of built bunker here. There's a rather odd line in the sand drawn. In fact, a complete wall separating the cash out from the corner of the map. And Palmer with his trademark barricades, tapping it once again. They don't have many more fakes. They can for real at some point.
Fake steal தான் அடிக்குறான்.
பூச்சி அடிச்சாங்க.
ஐயோ.
இல்ல வின்ச் வேஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டான்.
அதான்.
நல்லா மாறிட்டாங்க. பேரல் மாதிரி மாறிட்டாங்க. தூக்கிட்டாங்க.
அடிச்சான். டீம் வெற்றி. சூப்பர்.
And TSM for the first time in
this TSM
and on the brink of knocking Alliance out of the major.
TSM showing up when it matters. A winch missed there from Apollo.
He
backed it up and
missed.
got 2 kills. He didn't let it phase him. Alliance. It was just a little too long. They didn't quite make it work. The barricades were there, but the barricades do not protect you from above. Artifacts
okay.
quickly taking down Arco, but
இந்த ஹீல் பண்றானே அவனுக்கு விஞ்சி போட்டான் அவன் வந்துட்டான்.
Really pussyfooting around that cash out far too long it seemed. Doing a little samba.
இல்ல ஹீல் பண்றவனுக்கு.
That's good. Actually good answer.
Hey, no, I mean, look, I wouldn't be.
ஏன்னா பேரிகேட் வச்சிருக்காங்க. அது போட முடியாது. கேஷ் பாக்ஸ்க்கு எல்லாம் போட்டு யூஸ் இல்ல அது.
Man, if I couldn't use it.
That's true.
Law. There you go. That's my
Lines do it, TSM destroy.
Is that your contractually obligated singing?
Yeah, that
TSM
fan போல.
So I picked one of the most tense.
Actually அந்த TSM காஸ்டியூம் எல்லாம் வாங்கலாம் தான் இருந்தேன்.
But here we are.
அந்த TSM ன்னு இருக்குல அதுல கரெக்ட்டா பாருங்க SMT மாதிரியே தெரியும்.
TSM have actually rotated to the center here to sector 1 to try and shepherd Alliance. But we know how Alliance play this. We know how good they are at managing the macro, and this is their territory.
இத போட்டாலும் நமக்கு டிராப் கிடைக்காது.
கிடைக்கும்.
As you were calling out, Alliance has control of this right now, but
bro நான் இப்ப ஃபைனல்ஸ் கேட்டகரி போட்டுட்டு நான் ஜாலியா பேசிட்டு இருந்தா கூட உங்களுக்கு டிராப் கிடைக்கும் bro.
Sector 6 cash out is available. Team want to be there. If you can own that, it could just give you the win.
என்ன எடுத்துட்டு மேல வச்சிருக்காங்க.
ரெண்டு அங்க இருக்கா.
Prioritizing guarding it, sitting on sector 5.
அங்க ஹோல்ட் பண்றாங்க.
இது என்வி பேஸ் ஸ்டைல் பார்த்துட்டு அவங்க தான் சாம்பியன் வின் பண்ணுவாங்க நினைக்கிறேன் bro. நீங்க யார் வின் பண்ணுவாங்க நினைக்கிறீங்க? எனக்கு என்வி இல்லாட்டி எஸ்எஸ்ஜி
என்வி தான் வீட்டுக்கு போயிடுச்சே.
இன்னொரு மேட்ச் இருக்கு.
They knew they were going to be late for this, but they can't.
இன்னொரு டீம் இப்ப இது கூட யார் போறாங்களோ அவங்க கூட போவாங்க போல.
Does miss from Palma, a little bit of a late release from him on that one as TSM quickly scatter away.
Tunnel vision there from TSM.
நல்ல ஒரு ஃப்ளோ சார்ட் மாதிரி போட்டுருந்தாங்க. எங்க மறந்துட்டேன். யார் எப்ப பாடுவான்னு கரெக்ட்டா.
ஆமா வெப்சைட்ல இருக்கு reach the finals.
TSM have managed to get into the building at the very least, looking to climb these stairs. I don't think
bro இப்போ இதுல என் பேர் இருந்துச்சுனா எல்லாரும் என்ன bro சொல்லுவாங்க கமெண்ட்ல.
Staircases on this building that they can choose to go through. And Alliance are prepping to deal with either.
Yeah, in game name.
Deciding to rotate close to that one now. Center of the map. You really have the entire sandbox to play with here. Positioning can be really important, but at some point the fight has to start. Get engaging, diving on top. Out comes the Winston, it misses, but Palmer's is successful. They take down Visions. That's a medium out, and we know what that means. No defib, no heals. As part of them as well. Huge plays from Alliance and a misstep from TSM once again punished. No mistakes in this matchup.
And I'm glad you called it earlier because Carnifex running that M11, it really shows that they are going to be playing so close, this brawling meta that they want to force onto TSM. So often TSM are happy to sit far away, use the aim that they brought in from
அதுதான் விஞ்சி போட்ட மிஸ் ஆச்சுல ஒண்ணே.
Yeah, Carney's playing close to Palmer at the time, which is notable.
ஓ மூணு பேர் சேர்ந்து மேல இருக்குற அடிச்சிட்டாங்க.
And that's why you run the M11. You want to be able to just mag dump as quickly as possible in the chaos. You know, otherwise you run the ARN, you run the 93R as Visions is doing.
DSM hate drive.
As Arco is doing for
spam பண்றோம்.
Visions with
glitch பண்ணி விட்டாங்க.
DSM hate drive spam பண்றோம்.
A couple of shots at the start. But I think right now
ஏய் அலைன்ஸ் TSM ஹேட்டர் இல்ல அலைன்ஸ் ஹேட்டர் அவன்.
They have to get this right now. If Alliance give this up, they are eliminated. They have to keep hold of this. One's down. This could be crucial. There's enough time left. Can they hold on to this Carnifex? He's gooed away. The timer is ticking. They're not able to do it. Carnifex with the triple kill. Keep his tournament alive. He didn't even need to do that.
1v3.
He was ready for any situation. Carnifex Conflicts going nuclear
எடுத்துருந்தாங்க வேற மாதிரி
on
இருந்திருக்கும்.
Stadium, and now it's almost as if it was scripted. One cash out to decide it between these two sides. It's been a much closer series than last night, and thank God for that, because really, Alliance swept TSM aside in that last best of three.
யார் கண்ட்ரோலர்?
Positioning by Alliance.
டெலிபோர்ட் போட்டதா? டெலிபோர்ட் போட்டது கார்னி.
For TSM over in sector 6.
ஆமா நான் காட்டினேன் ப்ரோ, கேமரால காட்டிட்டு இருக்காங்களே.
அந்த டீம் ஃபுல்லா கண்ட்ரோலர்.
They're scouting.
PCV கண்ட்ரோலர்.
எப்படி ப்ரோ அது டெலிபோர்ட் போட்டது கண்ட்ரோலர் நீங்க?
இல்ல அந்த மூவ்மென்ட்ல தெரிஞ்சுக்குறீங்க.
இல்ல ப்ரோ சொல்ல முடியாது ப்ரோ.
மூவ்மென்ட்ல பச்சை தெரியும் கண்ட்ரோலர் எது பிசி எதுன்னு.
கண்ட்ரோலர் அவங்க 4 பிசினஸ் டேஸ் ஆகும் திரும்பறதுக்கு, அது வேற.
நீங்க பிசினஸ் டேஸ் நல்லா பேசுறீங்க. கரெக்ட்டாக கேட்டானே.
என்னது
Everything about
calendar days, business days.
The picture that the next 2 minutes could be a really slow 2 minutes unless Alliance just get on with it, which is not their modus operandi. But
aim மட்டும் மண்டையில வச்சிருப்பாங்க, எப்படின்னு கேட்டா ஸ்கில் மாய்.
All it will take is one
skill இல்லடா வெண்ணே.
They know that if the spawn
அந்த எய்ம் அப்படிதான் ப்ரோ ஃபிக்ஸ் ஆவுதே, அது தலைக்கு தான் ஃபிக்ஸ் ஆவுதே.
they may hand TSM
அத மட்டும் யாரும் ஒத்துக்கிறது இல்ல. இவனுங்க என்னவோ காசு கொடுத்து வாங்கிட்டாங்கன்ற மாதிரி, நாங்க ஃப்ரீயா வாங்கிட்டு வரோம் பிசியை.
So there we go, and that is the signal for TSM to close the distance. They just do not want to fight in that part of the map, and understandably so.
ஏதோ கத்ராங்க.
ஆமா
And here we go. Dome goes out. Winch missed by Palmer, and this is not working in their favor. But Apollo does go down at the hands of who else but Carnifex. Vision's taken out. Carnifex with another onto Apollo. This light cannot be stopped.
Alliance, the patience was there, and TSM taking far too direct of a route. They knowing, I think you're right. I think Alliance sussed that out. They figured out exactly where TSM were, and I would have wanted them to take maybe not the exposed route, because the second that Arco hits the
Kelly Milkis பாத்தீங்களா ஸ்பாம்
Toma drops and says I will take
சைடுல வந்துட்டு இருக்கு பாருங்க கமெண்ட்ல.
The room I will take you close. You cannot
Kelly Milkis.
என்ன போடுறோம்?
One more bite of the cherry here.
அவங்க தான் ப்ரோ அது one of the founder Alliance-க்கு.
Whoever doesn't is eliminated. The stakes could not be higher right now.
For one of these teams, only a minute remaining.
இந்த சீசன் முடியறதுக்குள்ள நான் டைமண்ட் போணும் அப்படினாங்க.
That's it. Early jump pad to gain height. They want to get into the top floor of this building. Don't want to worry about any staircase climbing. They don't have time for that. They'll give away their location very easily. So Alliance 40 seconds or so.
என்னத்த
ஒரு 50 செகண்ட் இருக்குமா? 10 செகண்டா?
என்னத்த ப்ரோ புஷ் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தது?
On the Zomi system. Flashing through their mind right now, an early C4. Foul position now. TSM have a decent spot here.
அவ்வளவுதான். டவுட் தான்.
வருஷம்
ப்ரோ தூக்கிட்டான் ப்ரோ. அவுட்.
உட்ஸ் அலைன்ஸ்
வெல்ல போய்ட்டான்.
No health remaining, no time.
ஓடு வேற மாதிரி.
இது ரிப்ளை போடுங்க, ரிப்ளை பார்க்கணும்.
அடிச்சு தூக்கி வெளியே கால் நிப்பி வெளியே போய்ட்டான்.
Heartbreaking.
Wow.
பக்கா லைன்ஸ். இது எதிர்பார்த்தடா அதெல்லாம் சொல்லுவீங்க.
What a comeback from that first game.
Let's have some appreciation for these guys who
arrived
on the last possible
எல்லாம் மடிய ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க மவுஸ் பேட்ல. வெயிட் ஆன்
actually no time to repair. Late to the party.
கண்ட்ரோலர் பாமா.
இல்ல மூணுமே இது.
இல்ல கண்ட்ரோலர் சுத்தனானே இப்போ.
And that last cash out.
இவன் இல்ல அவன் green அங்க.
With the goop placement, the perfect angle
stealing
a cash out that I thought they would never make it to.
I cannot believe what we're witnessing. NA
போய்டு கம்முனே கடுப்புல இருக்கு.
அடிச்சு விட போறேன்.
As Alliance, they fall flat. A lot thanks to the fact that trees fell off the map 2 times. Gravity. That was just enough to change the most crucial team fights in the finals history. This is a historic moment.
Oh, without a doubt.
எப்படி பேசுறா பாத்தீங்களா? இதெல்லாம் சொல்ற காரணம்.
They seem to complete the control. Remind everybody
எனக்கு தெரியும்.
Goose eggs from TSM. They got no kills. So it's
கடைசி நேரத்துல எப்படி அசால்ட்டா விட்டுட்ட மாதிரி தெரியுதுல.
how in the next 2
ப்ரோ அது கேம் பார்க்க அப்படிதான் ப்ரோ ஃபீல் ஆகுது நம்மளுக்கு. ஆனா அது அப்படி இல்ல ப்ரோ. அது
அப்படி இல்ல.
TSM realized they needed to wake up. They did everything that they could.
இவங்க TSM ஃபுல்லா கண்ட்ரோலரோ?
ஆமா
ஆமா ஃபுல்லா கண்ட்ரோலர். இவங்க ஃபுல்லா PC.
Map 3 everything was going wrong for Alliance at the end. It was their
தப்புன்னு மாறிட்டாங்க.
They had no chance to go there because TSM.
Yeah, TSM had an amazing spawn over on Sector 6, and they had a
RD our பேரு.
Sit tight, let Alliance suss them out, and rotate to the other box because they knew if they lost one fight there, they would have been spawn camped over and over and over again. It would have been almost impossible to get that over on Sector 6. They made an amazing rotation after losing that first fight, making the
அலைன்ஸ் வின் பண்ணிருந்தா ட்ரோல் எப்படி இருந்திருக்கும் தெரியுமா? அழுதுறணும். அவ்வளவு ட்ரோல் பண்ணுவாங்க. எல்லாரும் ஆப்போசிட்ல எவன் இருக்கறானோ அவன. போன வாட்டி அந்த குவாலிஃபயர்ஸ்க்கே அப்படிதான் ப்ரோ பண்ணிட்டாங்க. அவன் என்னத்த நீ எல்லாம் உன் டீம் கான்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணல, நீ பேசவே கூடாது.
That we would have an EU team like Alliance make it through at least into the final 4, but not so far.
Wow.
TSM யூரோப்பா நார்த் அமெரிக்காவா?
நார்த் அமெரிக்கா ரோஸ்டர் தான் நினைக்கிறேன்.
அப்ப 3 டீம் நார்த் அமெரிக்கா. ஸ்பேஸ் ஸ்டேஷன் அப்புறம்
ஏசியால இருந்து ஒருத்தன் வந்தாங்க கால்ல துரத்தி விட்டாங்க.
அதான் டிராகன் ரேஞ்சர் கேமிங் தானே.
அவமாட்ட கிரேன்ல போய் நிக்கறான் அவன் ஸ்னைப்பர் எடுத்துக்கிட்டு.
அதான் நல்லா தான் ப்ரோ ஆடுனாங்க அவங்க. டிராகன் ரேஞ்சர் கேமிங்.
இப்ப அலையன்ஸ் அவ்வளவுதானா? டாடா பை பை.
தெரியல என்னன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. கண்ட்ரோலர் யார பாருங்க, கண்ட்ரோலர் ஓபி ஸ்பாம் பண்ணிட்டான்.
இங்க பாருங்க ஐ லவ் யூ TSM. பாவிங்களா
கண்ட்ரோலர் ஓபி போட்டுக்கறாங்க பாருங்க ப்ரோ. இங்க பாருங்க ஆன் டாப்பா, கண்ட்ரோலர் ஆன் டாப்.
W fucking games.
Now you were here on stage. It feels like maybe
அதே நம்மள தான் வணங்க வச்சிருப்பான்.
had a bit of a loser's interview going. We walked off stage and I said, when we talk next time, is it a winner's interview? And you said, yes.
Kamala Harris, yes, Samara.
You kind of delivered on that.
Yeah, we won, so yeah.
We were talking about how when you got through this game, if you were to win it, you were heading to cash out. And I said, no one wants to play cash out. And you guys said, I'd like to play more cash out. How are you feeling now heading into it?
பின்னாடி பாருங்க bro, பேர் எப்படி இருக்கு SM.
Cash out's always fun. Everybody left is a great team. So when it's 4 great teams in a cash out, it's just a fun game.
It's just a fun game. And talk about the first game we saw just now. So if you eliminate other players, you get kills and it goes on the scoreboard. You didn't really do that game. What happened?
So I was like, I thought we were playing
Bro carried by controller.
That makes a lot of sense actually. Well, get your mind straight, get ready for cash out.
என்ன சொன்னா?
நான் கேக்கல நான் கமெண்ட் நீங்க படிச்சனா கமெண்ட் பார்க்க வந்துட்டேன்.
Not even halfway through. It's in the most electric days so far. The games are going crazy. Don't go anywhere. We're way more to go after this break.
வந்து ஃபுல்லா NT மாதிரி தான். நைட்மேர் நல்லா ஆடுறாங்க.
NTMரும் நார்த் அமெரிக்கா தான். என்ன ப்ரோ எல்லாமே NA குவாலிஃபயர்ஸ் தான்.
அவங்க அடிச்சு ஆடிட்டு அவங்க உள்ள ஸ்கிரிம் போட்டு நல்லா வந்துட்டாங்க. அதுல சூப்பரா ஆடுவான் ப்ரோ அவன். யாரு அந்த லைட் NTMRல. யூனி
சின்ன பையன் தானே. NTMRல தானே. ஆமா சின்ன பையன் தான். காட்டுவாங்க இருங்க.
ஓஎக்ஸ் ஆர்மரா வச்சிருந்தான்.
அவங்க இந்தியா மேப்பை காட்டுறாங்க இதுல.
என்ன சீசன் 9 இப்போ சீசன் 9 இங்க பாருங்க. டிராகன் ரைசிங்
அதெல்லாம் வந்து எவ்வளவு நாள் ஆகுது? 4 நாள் ஆகுது அது வந்து.
அப்படியே சைனா பாற மாதிரி இருக்கு. என்ன கதை?
ஆமா.
இல்லையா 3000 மல்டிபாக்ஸ்க்கு ஏதோ ஸ்கின் விட்டுருக்காங்க.
ஆமா ப்ரோ நல்லா இருக்கு ப்ரோ. இந்த மாதிரி அது
நல்லாவே இல்ல
ப்ரோ. மூஞ்ச ஜூம் பண்ணி பாருங்க. எலும்பு கூடலாம் தெரியும்.
பாத்து ப்ரோ ரிப் இருக்கும் பாருங்க. ரிப்ல இருக்கிற எலும்பெல்லாம் காட்டும். அதெல்லாம் பார்த்துட்டேன்.
வாய்ஸ் 800. பாருங்க நான் இதுக்கு தான் வந்தேன். இது என்னது இது? ஸ்கின் நல்லா தான் இருக்கு.
இங்க பாருங்க ப்ரோ. How do you lose against a full team of controllers? This shit is so funny. Alliance got stream rolled.
தம்பி பண்றது
பாருங்க. ஆர்கரேட் இது
என்னது ப்ரோ? எனக்கும் கொடுக்கணும் ப்ரோ. ஏமாத்திட்டாங்க ப்ரோ என்ன. அந்த ஆர்க் ரைடர் டேக் பக்கத்துல.
என்ன பண்ணீங்க?
என்னது?
என்ன பண்ணீங்க?
அது ஆர்க் ரைடர் யார் ஸ்ட்ரீம் பண்றாங்களோ அவங்களுக்கு வந்து சப் கொடுத்தாக்க அந்த பேட்ச் கொடுப்பான். என்ன ஏமாத்திட்டான் அவன். என்ன எல்லாம் ஸ்காட்டி ஜூன்
அந்த பாட்டை போட்டு சொல்றாங்க.
இல்ல இப்போ வந்து பேசுனாங்கல்ல 2 பேர் வாய்ஸ் ஸ்காட்டி ஜூன். எந்த பாட்டு ப்ரோ? என்ன மிக்ஸ் வரும் மிக்ஸ் பண்ணி ப்ரோ கேப்ல அடிச்சிட்டான். நிறைய மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டான் ப்ரோ மிக்ஸ்.
அங்க பாருங்க என்ன பண்ணாயிட்டு.
இதான் லாஸ்ட் கேம். ரீலோட் வந்துச்சுன்னு ஓடி இருக்கான் ப்ரோ அவன்.
வருஷம் மட்டும் இருந்திருக்கான். சரி ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாதுன்னு நின்றுட்டான் போல. அப்படியே
என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? மனசு விட்டாங்க தோட.
ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாது.
ஆக்சுவலா அந்த ஆர்க்கோ தான் அடிச்சிருந்தாங்க ஒரு கில் சாலிடா. இவங்க ஒரே ஒரு மீடியம் மட்டும் தான் டிஃபெண்ட் பண்ணாங்க.
சிவா நேரத்தில் இருக்காரு வேர்ல்ட் டூர்ல.
ஆமா
ஐயோ திருப்பி
பாருங்க எல்லாம் பால்மா பேர் தான் ஓடிட்டு இருக்குது. பால்மா
Carney scratching his balls, wondering why they even made it so far.
This far. இதான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இது பண்ணது.
Who's enemy playing in elimination game? Na TSM தான் ஆடுவான். அப்படினாட்டி அலையன்ஸ் ஆடுவான்.
என்னது?
இப்போ enemy கூட யார் ஆடுவான்னு கேட்டுட்டு இருக்கேன்.
இவங்க தான் டிஎஸ்எம் தான். ஸ்பேஸ் ஸ்டேஷன் கேம் எங்க அடிச்சுதானே வெளியே அமிச்சாங்க அவங்கள என்வியே. டெலிட்டட் பை மாடரேட்டர் இருக்காங்களா? ரைட்டு. பொன்னாடி மாடரேட்டரே இல்லை, இஷ்டத்துக்கும் ஸ்பேம் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க குவாலிஃபயர்ல. ரிவால்வர் கொளுத்திட்டான்.
ஓடு. வெறும் கேஷ் பிரைஸ் மட்டும் தானா? டிராஃபி கிஃப்ட் ஏதாவது கொடுப்பாங்களா ப்ரோ?
டிராஃபி இல்லாம ப்ரோ கொடுப்பாங்க ப்ரோ. டிராஃபி இல்லாமலா?
Welcome back.
Cash வரல அப்படியே பேங்க்குக்கு.
Grand Major 2025 here at DreamHack Stockholm.
அப்படியே வரும் அக்கவுண்ட்க்கு.
Here with Rio and Sonsoyo. We just witnessed
1,00,000 பிரிச்சா எவ்வளோ?
as the first team punched their ticket all the way down to the top 4. The first team who has to buy their plane tickets home, well, it'll be a cheaper ticket. They're here in EU. Alliance is gone. So, TSM, they're still in it, but they have not qualified yet. But we're not done with the groups just yet. We've got one more group.
TSM Alliance இப்போ வெளிய போய்ட்டாங்க இப்போ.
Look at our group A. We just saw at the very top of the day, the very last team to qualify, that of course being Team Secret as they took out DRG. We're going to be seeing Nightmare, Kansas City Pioneers, and Fnatic. It's
DRG irukame
and 2 EU, Rio.
Oh my god. I mean, this is EU's last chance to get in there, get in the top 4.
Lasagna TTV. Lasagna.
Yeah, exactly. These
நல்லா ஆடுவான் bro.
four teams are amazing. We do have that one standout team from NA, Nightmare. Everyone's been talking about them, as well as, I mean, you know how good KCP can be. When they show up, they can carry that momentum through and through, and they're great at cash out. I'm curious to see if we see a little bit more of a target on Nightmare's back.
That is possible. I mean, this is cash out, and that has happened before. But the number one thing that I want to point out here is that throughout the Grand Major, the EU teams have had a slightly tougher run of it. Of course, our elimination bracket being kind of jokingly referred to as the EMEA bracket, given the fact that that's where all the EMEA teams ended up. One thing to consider, Nightmare, they were able to come out and qualify in their group stage. KCP coming out and qualifying in their group stage. But for Team Secret and Fnatic, they had to get here the long way.
Oh, yeah, the long way. They had to survive elimination matches, and they basically had to show that they proved that they can get it into this match here today. So they have a lot to show, a lot to make, and a lot to prove.
I mean, there is a question of if these teams are going to be feeling more warm because they've played more matches, or at the same time, KCP and Nightmare, they're just feeling more confident. I know that there is a couple of people that think that, well, Nightmare is going to be remaining as confident as they are. Let's check in with my old boy, my old gal, Scotty and June. See what they have to say about the old Nightmare.
And here they come. Uni, Gremlin, and Lasagna.
அவ்வளவுதான் இப்ப இருக்கிற ஸ்பேஸ் ஸ்டேஷன் கேமிங் தான் அடிக்கணும்.
That gives the other teams, well, nightmares.
Especially if Uni's dialed in.
I remember when June and I
நான் போயிட்டு எதனா சொல்றேன். ஸ்பேஸ் ஸ்டேஷன் கேமிங் தான் வின் ஆகும். எனக்கு எதனா gift போட்டு விடுங்க வின் ஆயிட்டு போறேன்.
Nightmare versus King Zero. What a fun.
யார் இருக்காங்க? SSG-ல?
SSG-ல யாரு கண்ட்ரோல் கண்டென்ட் கிரியேட்டர் தான்.
Just that
insane
Nightmare.
நியான் கட்ஸ்.
நியான் கட்ஸ் SSG-யா?
ஆமா சைன் கண்ட்ரோல் இது கண்ட்ரோல்னே வருது. கண்டென்ட் கிரியேட்டர் ப்ரோ.
இல்ல விளையாடுற மூணு பேர் யாருன்னு கேக்குறேன்.
விளையாடுற மூணு பேரா?
PHL, Ape Squad Worlds, all
அவங்களா நார்த் அமெரிக்கா சர்வர்.
Also close qualifiers. I can't say enough about their consistency.
வருவாங்க பாருங்க.
I remember distinctly when Uni was just at the top of the Angibo building. I already said that one earlier, but there's so many clips of Uni out there. I mean, he is Mr. M11 as well.
இந்தியால இருந்து ஒரு டீம் பேர் தான் நல்லா இருக்காங்க. இந்தியால இருந்து ஒரு டீம் பேர் தான் நல்லா
At the same time, we can talk about all of these their fantastical abilities. Let's take a look.
நீங்க சொல்லுங்க யார் வின் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா.
Are important to consider.
Qualifiers mention பண்ணுங்க bro. ஒரு வாட்டி.
Stadium, Fnatic vetoing Seoul, Kansas City Pioneers, no Monaco. Nightmare says no to Bernal. No Zombie Citadel. I thought we were going to get Sister Horizon for a second. I have a little bit maybe PTSD from that from yesterday. No Zombie Citadel. Cash out. This is going to be fun. I love cash out on this map. It also means that our best of one to qualify is going to be a No Zombie Citadel.
Qualifiers yaru?
Opening match of
the SSG irukku.
Following this is going
TSM irukku.
This is going to be chaos. All of these teams love No Zombie Citadel.
Well, and Nozomi Citadel is just one of these maps that has a lot of chaos.
இன்னும் இப்போ லைன்ல ரெண்டு EU சர்வர் டீம் இருக்கு, ரெண்டு NA சர்வர் டீம் இருக்கு.
It just adds to the
ஆல்ரெடி இப்போ ரெண்டு குவாலிஃபை ஆனதும் வந்து NA தான்.
Not to mention the fact that if you get into a vault fight in admin around those jump pads, if a team decides to run something other than the dash, they decide to go for that invis, they're not going to be able to use that jump pad. Talk about also what we already saw earlier today on Nozomi Citadel, where when you have to jump across that gap on Cyber Cafe, it can just be so difficult. There's a lot on the line for these teams here, and honestly, I feel like after watching the Alliance versus TSM match, these teams have to be feeling explosive. And I don't know, so Soyo, I have to ask you, do you think that there's a little bit of EU pride maybe that they're feeling to try to be the last ones standing in their region?
Well, I'm glad you brought up EU. I mean, they're definitely feeling the pressure, definitely feeling pretty good about today's game. We do have Fnatic as well as Team Secret being our standout teams in this lobby. I'd like to talk a little bit about Fnatic though, because I know their practice, they love tech and they have tons of documents mapping out spawns, everything, and strategy. So I've talked with Ramkey a little bit about that, and he is locked and loaded on how to set up his defenses and how to spread out.
Well, it's a good thing he's been mapping out spawns. Spawns is right there. I see him on my screen. But yeah, this is genuinely gonna be.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I couldn't have asked for 4 more teams.
Hey, the DRG
one cash out match. It's going to be explosive. I don't even know who to predict will be in the top 2.
I don't know. I'm hoping the Team Secret does well. I'm hoping Fnatic does well. Well, but I know for a fact in my heart this squad right here, Nightmare, is going to be up at the top. I just know it. I think that for Fnatic, cash out has been a little bit of a sore spot for them. We have so many clips of Nigiri talking about cash out as if it is a little bit of luck. I don't believe that it is, but Nightmare, they know it's skill. And there's another couple of people with skill here in the arena. That is Jerry, that is Waltz. They're gonna talk you through. It's cash out time!
Thank you, Artie. You know, Jerry, it's hard to be a biased caster when every single one of these teams is some of my favorite teams in the entire game. Players that have been around since day one. I can't think of a more perfect match for them being here at the Grand Major top 8 here on Nozomi Citadel.
Just to set the stage out, all these players we know and love. As you mentioned, Brendy's the only player in the lobby with a Nigiri starts it off with a team kill using a gateway. That is not the frag we were expecting.
Rules எல்லாம் இல்ல bro. அதான் bro ஸ்டாக் நமக்கு லைட் இல்லாம ஹெவி இல்லாம கேமே கிடையாது bro.
Between Nightmare and KCP, going the way of KCP as Llama brings out the sledgehammer. Uni trying to fight back, hitting Brendy, but he's under the Uni closing him down. Uni manages to get the 2-piece. Can he make it 3?
இது கொரியன் டீம் தானே இது KCP. இல்ல இது சைனீஸ் டீம் ரெண்டு EU டீம் இருக்கு சொன்னாங்களே ஃபெனடிக் எல்லாம் வந்துட்டு என்னன்னு தெரியல.
He sees him, he spotted that, he ran with it. Uni might try to punish this, he spots him in the entryway, looking for the kills. All the shots are missing right now, both lights finding them.
Pulls them down. Spawns with the shots to the head of Uni. That is what you want to see. The light stepping up, possibly the least storied light amongst all of these, but he's really stepping up to the stage here. Here we go now, a fight between Team Secret and Fnatic on the far side. EU versus EU, as out comes the shotgun. OG down with it at the hands of Rainka, who comes back from that dead position inside of his own teammate's gateway to rain havoc. Fnatic on top there with the wipe. Nigiri closing down the final. Elix sacrificing himself to the goal.
I wonder if we're going to see NA playing against EU here, but that is NA on NA action right now. Again, KCP taking on Nightmare. Regional friends continuing to focus each other. Gremlin, the only one left alive, but he's going to be able to go ahead and get this KCP. That vault, he wants to get this plug. Fnatic continue to sit on their cash out. About a third elapsed over there, and I imagine that we are going to see a quickly push by Team Secret over on the B site.
KCP moving this box out into the open. Of course, they have Llama to demolish, renovate, whatever they choose. Sticking with this sledgehammer this deep into the tournament, it's not just a niche pick here. Well, I mean, it is a niche pick here. It's not just a fad. He's the only one that's managed to make it this far with a melee weapon. Melee mains rejoice. You know who you're supporting. Team Secret looking to engage with a jump pad up to the top floor onto Fnatic. Do they expect it?
Oh, I think Fnatic have seen it. They weren't able to do anything about it, but they are aware. OG taking a little bit of damage from that C4. Both teams just playing in a circle right now, not wanting to take the first step and get out of line.
Fnatic have backed off, but we also have, up above, Nightmare have decided to join the fray. 3 teams here as Nigiri finds the opening pick onto Roman. That's the light on Team Secret down for the camp. Gremlin finding an opportunity to try and stick this steal, but it gets dropped a further layer. About 20 seconds left for any one of these teams to do it. Fnatic still holding on to it, but Rainka about to go down. He is eliminated. No winch in play. That's massive. A huge nerf to the defenses of Fnatic on this hold here. And the heals come in, but Team Secret come in. This is basically doing a favor to Fnatic here, but they're actually going for the steal themselves. OG, he can't hold it though. Napos with 2 crucial kills on the Team Secret, getting the wipe. The money goes Fnatic's way. Rainka is back from the dead, fighting against the 2 players of Nightmare, but he's done the hard work.
Nagos against 2 teams, getting those kills allows them to hold on to it. And with the timer quickly running out, I think KCP is going to get a free cash out on the other side of the map.
They look so dapper in their steps.
They do. Yeah. Almost makes you want to put on a southern brawl. It works.
Mighty fine, I'd say.
In case of the pioneers, you see, they get the money.
Yeah, all right. second wave of cash outs about to start then, as KCP get that one for free. Lasagna getting an early pick onto OG before any of these vaults can be initiated. Fnatic holding height here, waiting for the entry of Nightmare. And they're going to close that gap. The RPG just a little bit delayed there. Held too late, but the winch is good, and it traps Gremlin. But maybe sometimes Gremlin is trapped there and you with him. I've lost my brain.
A quick Nightmare continuing to lose their health, continuing to lose their members. The same way Jerry is losing his mind, this game continues to deliver in every facet. Teams at the top of their game right now. Uni getting picked off. Nagos is on an absolute tear across this match. Winning that vault fight, they're going to be able to go ahead and get a quick plug in a moment.
Team Secret sitting on top of C now, but they've got Fnatic right on their tail. Again, this EU versus EU standoff. You know, in my heart, I hope both of them make it through somehow, some way, but the fact that they are the last teams remaining in EU after Alliance's elimination just spells that they're going to be really vying for that spot. One of those 3 remaining spots in the grand final.
With the standings as it is, they could be in a position where both EU teams are prepped to go forward. A winch in from there, Llama and Spawns dual teaming on Gremlin, able to go ahead and take him out. Goo blocks that off. KCP with power play against Nightmare right now. They've struggled in cash outs so far. Nightmare have improved so much on it, but they're getting run ragged right now. Uni, the dump from Brandy. He has to hit the shots.
The repeater தான் புரியல நேத்தே புரியல அப்படியே உள்ள வந்தாங்க தெரியல.
Llama on the way down. He takes him with him.
Llama credited with his own kill, an icon in the kill feed that you very rarely see because he destroyed the floor beneath him.
And that was a wipe from them, so Nightmare going to get that point. But here over on the other side, OG,
Sucks, bro.
Aramki hitting that RPG, pushing into Team Secret. A lot of deaths coming out from both sides. OG, the one down for Team Secret. Looking for that res. They're back up on top, but they're getting pushed aggressively by Fnatic. Not willing to let this go without a fight.
எங்க மாதவ் இல்லையா?
For a crazy final wave, but Fnatic are getting the steal going here. As Secret looking to defend. Glitch is massive, denies the zone, but the steal is successful. OG gets the kill onto Nigiri, the line down. Raincould trades it out. Both lights out for the count between Fnatic and Secret here. A 2 versus 2. The medium's looking to get there. 15 seconds or 30 seconds or so left. KCP coming in to ruin the party. OG can't stick to steal. He's forced off by Fnatic. They're holding this yet again. Their defense has been so strong. Raincould gets up. He's almost eliminated. Taken out there by Spawns. Do KCP have it in there for a last minute steal?
இல்ல bro இல்ல நான் லைவ் இல்ல.
No, Brendy now has a chance to try and
இது நான் ஃபைனல்ஸ் கேம் பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தேன். டோர்னமென்ட் அது அப்படியே வாட்ச் பார்ட்டி போட்டு.
No! Fnatic keep hold of the cash.
A matter of milliseconds had to have separated that from being a steal. KCP almost timing the third party to perfection, but Fnatic, even though they wiped, happy to be sitting on top of this lobby right now. It could have been yet another situation where we're looking at a kill race, but at this point in time, with Secret sitting in 4th place, they are up against the wall.
Everyone on Nightmare holding across in data center. They have control of that 5th vault. Number 6 is right underneath KCP here. They'll look to get it tapped as soon as possible. They need some say in what's going on in these final few seconds. Vault 5 already in transit by Nightmare. They're going to get that started. Virtually uncontested, it seems. No, Fnatic having managed to position themselves up here. Nakos holding from on high, and Fnatic guarding that cash out. They are in first. They do not want a split objective here. They want it to be doubled, or they want one of these cash boxes to despawn. This is the one that they decided to take control of.
Gremlin trying to find his way in. They're being harried as they move across this point. Nagos again getting these picks with that F-car. Not something we see very often. He's putting it to good work. Looking to do this. The Gremlin is gone.
Incredible heals from Nigiri coming out. The H+ infuser keeping Raincourt alive just long enough. On the other side, Enix, it's a 3-piece, no, a 2-piece with the res, and that's a wipe onto KCP as they can get nothing started.
EU's on top.
Where's the objective?
Where's the objective? Across the map, they haven't plugged. Fnatic have it. They just want to run away with it. The cash out started for Secret, and Fnatic said, we're happy with this. We know we can't lose. Just get rid of the vault. Meanwhile, Secret on the other end of the map, I don't know that anybody's going to be able to take this away from them. Secret have to hold on to this now. They could put themselves in a position where both EU teams will take this cash out.
Only 30 seconds left before that box despawns, so you can assume that this is just going to be a single cash out on this final point. Anyone could go through with the money as it stands. Fnatic are virtually secured, though. It's a 3-way tussle. It's going to be a quick cash for the final minute.
almost pulled that cash out through the wall. That would have been an incredible winch. One of the best plays I've ever seen, but they're able to do it. OG drops in. They're trying to heal him up. Nightmare, they still have all three up. They're so close to this steal. They need to get this soon. Already 2 dead from Secret. Alex is the only one left. Their hopes of progression are slipping away. Lasagna looking for the steal, but here comes KCP. The sledge from Lava pushing in onto Gremlin. Gremlin, Lasagna is dead. It's all on Uni now. They don't have the steal. It's still in Secret's hands.
Fnatic have shown up. Well, what Fnatic doing here? They're having a say in it. They don't know. I don't know. They have plans. They want someone to go through. We don't know who. This steal is being stuck here by KCP. It's successful. Lava holds onto it. 30 seconds left. But OG back from the dead to wipe out KCP. Only spots left. Can Secret do it? They do it. KCP wiped out. They're going to come last. What's happening, Walt?
Secret, they have this steal. They're holding onto it right now. The barricades are down. There's the healing coming through. Secret, they get this last minute. They steal it back. They've reclaimed their prize with 9 seconds left. They punch their ticket through. EU on top.
What a game. Team Secret and Fnatic coming out on top. There will be a European side in the grand final. One of these two teams is going to book their spot in that top 4.
And Jerry, there's one person that is absolutely thrilled about those last few seconds. And I know Artie is just absolutely crying with happiness right now.
I have a lot of emotions, but the number one emotion I have right now is EU pride, which is strange to say given the passport that I hold. I need to say that seeing Fnatic and Team Secret come through here, both of these teams I have very close ties to. Rainkeep formerly being part of Aimers with Team Secret, now on Fnatic, and both of them going this far all the way up. We are guaranteed one EU team in the top 4 for the Heats, and at the very end, how poetic. Where Fnatic, they were guaranteed no matter what, as long as they didn't wipe. When they showed up to that fight and they saw Team Secret stealing, they decided to not get involved. They decided to let it happen, and for KCP, that spelled defeat. KCP and Nightmare, they're gonna have to go at it in a best of 3 later on, but for now, we're about to witness history.
Yes, we are. And honestly, that entire matchup was insane. The energy in here was off the charts. And one thing that I really noticed was there were a ton of wipes. The cash was really close for the entirety of that match, and it was anybody's game. Team Secret was on the bottom until the very last 10 seconds. And that's what we mean when cash out is anybody's game. It was just truly a nail biter, and I loved every second of it.
That's cash out, baby.
Yeah, and for Fnatic, we touched on a little bit about the last second steal that Team Secret had. I do believe that Fnatic wants to fight up against someone that they have scrimmed time and time again. Would you rather face the familiar matchup, or do you want to take on Nightmare or KCP? Honestly, if I'm Fnatic, I'd take KCP or Team Secret. Those are the familiar faces. Do you want to fight one of the top teams in NA in that 3v3? I think they're going to have a good shot for both teams in this EU matchup.
Absolutely. Well, to get some more information on that, we'll ask a little bit to them. Oscar is with KCP on the stage.
Welcome back to DreamHack Stockholm. I'm live with none other than KCP Renner! Oh my days. You know, we can talk about the games, but I want to start another direction. Can we talk about the drip for a second? What are we rocking here?
We're rocking some Jordan 1s with our new KCP jersey, with some baggy pants, and the KCP bling, baby.
There it is. But also, I think to me personally, the star of the show, it's got to be the mustache, man. Talk me through that.
What's up?
How do you get that mustache going?
Oh, I just keep growing it, bro. Every day, just a new couple slides on it, make sure it's good to go.
You're gonna have to teach me afterwards. I haven't been growing a mustache since I turned 16. They keep saying it's gonna come in, but I'm in my 30s and I'm starting to bald, so I think it's over. Anyways, heading into a 3v3 next. How's that feeling?
A little nervous, but you know, we're gonna do what we gotta do. We're gonna come through and play hard.
Gonna come through, gonna play hard. You're heading up against Nightmare, another NA team. You know, how does that feel? You know, it's a rivalry, it's a friendship. Are we breaking hearts? What's going on?
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of Yeah, it's going to be a little cluster of not good stuff, so we'll see how that one goes.
But who's coming out on top?
Oh, KCP's coming out on top of them.
There it is, you heard it from Brendan! With that, you know, another game's coming up. Back to the studio to see what's going on.
Thank you so much. Great stuff there, Oscar. Absolutely incredible. Now, this is a best of one. Final round on Nozomi Citadel. It's going to be Team Secret versus Fnatic. This is a great moment for EU, as just moments ago, we were thinking about the fact that, well, there's a chance that we are in an EU tournament with no EU teams. But now we're guaranteed to have one at the very end. We'll see which one it is that can represent.
Yeah, I am excited to find out. And just the idea that we get one of them going in, it's awesome.
Absolutely, it's incredibly awesome. And so are Jerry and Walt for this historic final round.
Thank you, Artie. We are going to see at least one EU team in the Final Four. Secret fumbled the last time in PHL champs. They weren't able to make the Final Four. They have a chance here. But Fnatic, the up-and-comers, not in the pro scene for months. They took a long break at the start of the year. Can they prove that they would have been the top dogs the whole time?
They really found something that just worked. This roster really clicks. And I love the sort of diametrically opposed mediums on these two sides. Narcos, one of the fraggiest out there, and Elix, as I mentioned yesterday, almost proudly wearing the sort of high assist count on his chest. And, you know, mostly leaving the kills up to Roma and OG. And here we are already. Data center control established by Fnatic. And this is where we can certainly see, Narcos do his work, so much so that Raker doesn't really have a job at this moment in time.
He's an absolute beast with this F-car. We do not see this weapon a lot anymore. It's Famas all day. But he's not going to give up on this. When the going gets tough, when you're down to the wire, you go back to what you're comfortable with. You go back to what you need.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, OG's just sort of, Remke's just, just sitting there emoting for the time being because he's waiting for the call from Narcos, from Nigiri. The light, they get that moving with Remke, in fact, as they ferry him across. Secret opting to just control the center of the map as it stands. Of course, they're screening B and A. There needs to be some delicate work done here by Fnatic to forge a path towards one of these objectives.
And I'm glad that you pointed out how different these teams are. You're going to have Fnatic looking to play a bit from range. They have a lot of these Beamers on their team. That's their original team name, actually, the Beamers. And so you're going to see them looking to do that. But on the other side, OG, one of the most aggressive heavies in the entire game, willing to run into a room. You could be 6 people in that room. He doesn't care. He's going to go ahead and probably take out half of them.
He's a pretty terrifying prospect. Of course, OG, question marks over whether he could even attend, and he's got a load of people behind him right now. Representing Russia, making him the only Russian at this event.
A lot
riding on his shoulders, you know, yeah. And now we have the closing moment. Here Remke closes it down and Nigiri gets the final shots there. But a trade comes out as Remke is felled. The Rez is going to come through, but the trade is there again. Heavies and mediums up, both lights down. Can Elix come up with the goods on this F-car? OG comes out with the kill. Remke with one as well. It's a 1 versus 1. And Remke is the one left standing atop piles of coins.
Remke taking down his previous team, showing the Fnatic dominance in the first team fight of the match, but there are so much more to come. The vault not even plugged yet. The shots from Nigiri, getting that initial fight, OG going down, but the recovery from Team Secret, the tenacity of this team, their ability to snap back and hold. Alex, I think one of the most improved mediums in the entire scene in this game. For so long, he was playing with his brother, who could not be here, and for ages, it felt like they could not get past that hurdle, but now Team Secret, over the months, over this past year, have shown so much desire, the drive to improve.
C4 set underneath here by Secret. Looking to immediately drop it. That debris comes down though, maybe a bit more destruction than they were bargaining for. And that is a signal to Fnatic that they are close by. Now Coast patrolling, we need to see where these winches go. They're going to really determine this. Raimka will have a big say in what happens. Not only does he hold the winch for that engagement, but also for any sort of objective stalling. The glitch trap being brought here by Elix, shown only at this tournament. And Elix tries to stick the steal. It looks like he's going to hold it.
They're pushing in very aggressively. He actually gets that Fnatic. The destruction was in their way. They weren't able to do any punishing, and now Team Secret getting away with murder, essentially. Getting rid of that jump pad. They're already fighting in the hallways there. You can see Roma being pushed very aggressively by the light of Fnatic. They've dropped onto the other two. They know that they're separated. Punishing the movement, punishing the disappointment. Secret losing on that cash out. It's going to be turned around, most likely going in favor of Fnatic.
Yeah, only about 30 seconds left here, and a long enough time here on the spawn that we can safely say this is Fnatic's cash to kick things off. They are now one cash out away from booking their spot in the grand final. What an exceptional series of moves there by Fnatic. They really just controlled the movement so nicely. And then, honestly, in a fair fight between these two sides, when it comes down to a scrap at close range, I'm backing Fnatic.
They seem to just have that split-second decision-making. When Roma gets pushed away, Nagiri chasing him and then immediately turning away. The comm was obviously made. Roma is low. Ignore him. Focus on the two that we found, making sure that they know they're separated and they can punish in a 3v2.
I get the feeling that Secret are going to need to find every strategic advantage they can to topple Fnatic on a map like Nozomi, where it can be so brawl-centric. Roma rejoining with his team here. Of course, this vault needs to be moved.
Secret not out yet, of course. They're pulling out things that we haven't seen in a long time. The glitch trap, the vanish bomb being pioneered by Roma. Lots of creativity on this squad.
Deception and devastation, their name, but the glitch doesn't really connect. That barrel having a smaller radius, of course. And there's, of course, a dive. Can they find Nagiri at the end of this? Oh, so close. Elix can't quite land the shots, though. And in goes OG.
Very, very aggressive push from OG, but Raimki is there in spades, able to go ahead and take him down. Elix with an RPG to the face, losing his health. He needs to escape, but he cannot. He is down. Roma, the last one left. He is taking care of one. Can he take care of the nest? They're going for the long res. Fnatic trying to take a moment, but can he punish vaulting? He vaulted on the wrong wall. He has to get away now. He's being pushed by all three, just running at him like a steamroller.
Wow. Ruthless from Fnatic as they take yet another team fight here, running over Team Secret like a steamroller, as you say. And the destination, it seems, for this box. In fact, they're moving towards the middle of the map. It seems they're undecided at this point which direction they're going. Nope. We see the gateway positioned, taking it all the way to C. And here, delaying the travel through the gateway to push the spawns further away. I like that from Raimka. Nice heads-up movement.
Secret have to figure out how to get here. Pretty much every point on this side, so difficult to push to, but Secret have found their way in. Relatively unscathed, not a lot of damage done to them. They're going to be able to take this fight on even terms, but it's going to be up in close. We talked about OG. He's so good. If he's hitting, he's going to be able to take it to Fnatic. They're right on the other side of that wall. C4 does go off. A lot of damage. OG taking an RPG. They're also low. Raimki is out for blood. He's chasing after him, but he's getting melted. Alex takes that one down, adds another Nux to the tally, but they're being on the run. They have to get away.
Nakos gets so many kills here. They're all low HP, but the heals are just enough from Team Secret to keep them in it. It's a 1 versus 2 now, as down goes so many players. Nagiri last one standing. OG and Roma cleaning it up, and they should get the steal here.
It's not over yet. This is a best of one. There is nowhere to run. You cannot make these mistakes. One cash out and you are in the Final Four.
All right, building the defenses now. Team Secret looking for a position. Roma ready to, again, manipulate the spawns, push it over to that far via side of the map. And it's worked out quite nicely. 40 seconds left or so. Team Secret, they've had the distance closed very rapidly here by Fnatic. Not much resistance on the cross here. 30 seconds here for Fnatic to dive on and get the steal.
Everything on the point being destroyed. If Fnatic get this, they will make it through. It's all on Secret to hold. They're doing well so far. Damage being thrown into Raimki.
Oh,
He's
it's
gone.
chaos.
Roma, the first blood. He takes them out. Nagiri falls as well. It's all on Nagos. He does have the defib, but the entire team is there. Eats the defib, and Secret continue the match.
Team Secret forcing it to a third cash out here. on the Zomi Citadel. This is for that free spot in the grand final. And it's coming down to the last one. Team Secret scouting out, finding out where Vault 3 is now. Very close to A, notably. Not much distance between the two. They can probably direct the gateway. So when Fnatic spawn, they're going to see this and head straight to A to make sure that doesn't happen.
Tapping the vault on Secret. And the Vanish Bomb to make sure they can get to height without issues. This will be a battle of positioning. As everybody knows, A is the goal here.
Oh, an early engagement as well. They decide they don't worry about the Vault fight at all. OG taking a lot of damage here, and they try and close him down, but the heals are there. He loses his life, however. Rainker taken out as well in the mix. In fact, no, he's the last one standing. Everyone else on Fnatic has gone down to the hands of Roma and Enix, who are off by themselves, just murdering the medium and light. That was a brilliant 2 versus 2 they took.
The tides feel like they may be turning, Jerry. Fnatic starting off so strong, but Secret clapping back. We deserve the Final Four. We are the best EU team in this tournament.
There is still a chance, of course, for either team to make it after this loss, but they need this. They want this. They want that break between now and the grand final. C4 and Glitch Mine placed on top of the cash out, something we have not said in almost a year in terms of the competitive meta at this point. Enix really digging through the annals of competitive history to pull that one out here on the grand stage. Now Post closing the distance alongside the rest of Fnatic, and they can open this wall potentially and win it inside for the steal. Nagiri has a bit of a sight line, looking to maybe get some damage out before the engagement, being really careful about it. Nice preemptive goo there, but they can't get the shots onto the C4. Rainker deciding to back up. Team Secret still just waiting for enough of a signal to pull the trigger.
Trying to get a head peek there so he can start the steal and keep himself safe. He is going to force them out though, Raimke, but they're engaging on the other two. They're going to ignore the flip entirely. They want to get the kills. Bloodthirsty Team Secret chasing after them. Nago's very, very low, trying to keep his team healthy, but the damage is going the other way. No, but it's turned! They managed to take Fnatic out, only Nago's left.
And that's it! He's taken out by OG. That's a wipe going the way of Team Secret. Fnatic taken out, and with the time, this is very dicey. We've got about 15 seconds before Fnatic spawn back in. It is going to be a mad dash to this cash out. Team Secret may be thinking back. Could have taken a leaf out of Alliance's book there. They knew the last player was only one. And now they have to survive yet another team fight. But the odds are heavily in their favor on this defense.
It's not looking good for them, but we've seen these flips before. We saw these flips in our last series. There's still time. Anything can happen in the finals. Roma's been found. Nagiri has him. He knows that they're separated. They drop to the point. They're going for the steal. He's trying for it, but Nagus is gone. One more is gone. Nagiri is gone. Raimke is left, but he cannot do it. Secret are in your Final Four.
OG with 4 kills at the end to seal the deal. Was virtually a victory lap at that point, but Team Secret coming from behind in the series to take it and book their spot in the Final Four. They are overjoyed, Fnatic devastated, but there will be another chance.
They had the longest road to get here. Secret going so far, falling so many times, and finally, they put it together.
It had to go to the third cash out. We saw it with Envy versus SSG. We saw it here with Team Secret versus Fnatic. Two titans of EU who have made it this far. Only one is able to mark that first spot to represent, but Fnatic's not out of it yet. They still have another chance to qualify, but for Team Secret, they can rest easy knowing that they are in the top 4. They are marking the very first round for EU.
Absolutely, that was an incredible performance. See, they started off really slow. Team Secret seemed to be stumbling at every turn and corner, but they found their tempo, they found their momentum, and they just continued to steamroll on the second half of that map. It was impressive.
Yeah, I think the big swap was that recovery after a massive plug and spawn manipulation from Raimke and Fnatic. But they took a massive C4 and was able to turn that fight around and swing it against Fnatic and take that second cash out. That, to me, was the pivotal moment in that game.
After the third team wipe, you could see the moment where Team Secret just takes a second to recombine their forces and figure out exactly what to do to just stop, reset the tempo, and re-pace. And that's what the game is all about, is pacing. There is so much that goes into the different concepts of final round format, 3v3, and cash out especially. But in Rio, how incredible is it that we actually are guaranteed one EU team and possibly another one? We'll find out a little bit more, though, because we have a winner's interview with Oscar on the stage.
Right, you are already. Welcome back to Stockholm. I'm standing with Team Secret, Elix! Second team to join the top 4. Let me say it for the first time this day. You've officially reached the finals. How do you feel, my friend?
I'm so stressed, bro. Like, I'm shaking. Like, the hype was insane. There is so much pressure. We were not expecting to come here. Like, top 4 for us is already insane. With everything we go through with OG, coming from Russia, like, it's insane for us.
I mean, the road has been long. A couple of months ago, you actually slept on my spare bed because your Airbnb got canceled. I didn't really think at that time we'd go from sharing a bed to sharing a stage, but I'm happy you're here now, man, and you're heading into the top 4. Any prediction? Are we winning everything?
To be honest, we came here to win. We are top 4, so we can take the win, maybe.
There it is, everybody, Elix! With that, back to the studio. There's more games to go.
Thank you so much, Oscar. That's my medium. That's my Elix right there. Love the energy out there. And yeah, so, I mean, this is it. We have some EU representation. We didn't think that would happen. Speaking of EU representation, now on this desk featuring Jerry.
Thank you, Fnatic. Thank you, Secret. You've given me really something to celebrate here. Secret especially, of course. That was a barn burner of a series. Well, barn burner of best of 1, I suppose. Yeah. It feels almost strange that that wasn't a best of 3. But yeah, it's just entertaining to watch these two sides go at it.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and especially, I mean, I already said it best, having one EU rep guaranteed in that top 4 is gonna be amazing to see, seeing how they stack up against NA rep already there.
Well, if you want to see another bit of NA on NA battle, you said, hey, that should have been a best of 3. I got some news for you. We got these two teams here, Pioneers and Nightmare. They're about to play a best of 3, but one of these teams is going home. So let's see this out here. In order to bring that action, we've got Rio and Waltz.
Thank you so much, Artie. We are going to bring you the action, as you said, and get started on the Zomi Citadel with KCP versus Nightmare. One of them will take it on, and the other one will go home.
How do I choose between some of my favorite players in the game? Lasagna and Uni, players that I have been watching and loving for years at this point. Gremlin, somebody that came in and just absolutely fit into the squad like a glove. Llama and Brendy, 2 players that I have loved to talk to. Spawns, who has tried so hard. He has improved so much. And Brendy kicking it off fast with a quick kill onto Gremlin. Lasagna as well, pulling away. KCP drawing first blood.
Absolutely. Nightmare down a member. They're trying to struggle a little bit to figure out their next footing. KCP, though, have slowed things down just a little bit. They're exposing themselves in the middle just a hair, and you can tell that Lasagna had figured out where they are just from that tiny little foot. But now the engagement is kicking off. A winch claw that went nowhere, did not connect with Uni. He is now dashing around. He wants to try and connect with that vault.
Oh, Uni. We know how good he is with the dash, is the ability to move around. And the question for me is, did Llama decide to go with the sledge that we all love him for? He has decided to opt for the SA-12, a choice that in 3v3s I think is probably the better choice. The versatility that he has shown, starting only this year.
Oh, yeah.
Being a sledge main and then learning a weapon mid-season.
Absolutely, it's second to none, and really amazing that he can switch back and forth with the engagement kicking off in that stairwell, forcing them to push back. All of KCP incredibly low, but look, this Gremlin and Lasagna surviving on just a sliver, and Lasagna switching back to heal up his teammates, but could not do it. He's the only remaining person. KCP is pushing them back. They're charging at them, but they're stalling as well. They do not want to give him the kill. They do not want to give him the satisfaction of wiping his team, and they're just going to play with him like a cat with a dead mouse.
Oh, I tell you what, Rio, the Pioneers are on fire right now. They found Lasagna. They're going to go ahead and put him in the grave 6 feet under. Nothing like the Pioneers. They have found their stride. Spawns is absolutely dominating.
Absolutely. It's an incredible performance. Nightmare seems to be struggling at every corner. KCP has the setups, they have the time, and even look at them right now. You can tell that they are getting prepared for this next spawn to come back in and just absolutely stop them dead in their tracks.
And it is rare to see Nightmare this harried in a 3v3. One of the greatest 3v3 teams in the game right now. And it is seeing them not even getting kills is surprising. They're in the fight right now, pushing towards this point. Precious seconds left on the clock as they look to go and get this steal. Goo being thrown down. Gremlin looking to make sure he can get this in place. He has the dome shield, but the height advantage is there. Lasagna already going down. Again, no kills on the side of Nightmare. They're unable to go ahead and get any feet underneath them. Brendy taking out Lasagna, already dead. Gremlin with only a few HP. Uni goes down. Finally, Gremlin strikes back, but the time is gone and he falls to the RPG. Again, KCP with a wipe.
It is looking so one-sided now. Waltz, Nightmare needs to figure something out, and they need to figure it out right now. This next vault is going to be so important for them to try and intercept it, get the plug, and get something going. I think that Nightmare is an extremely strong defensive team, but the fact is that we have not been able to see them get on their defense even once. They're always on the offensive side.
Uni is normally so good at locating the enemy team, being able to provide them the #1 support in the qualifiers. Uni, a player that we normally know for his frags, able to do both, supporting his team and giving them the opportunities to shine. But right now, he's being shut down. It is a best of 3. Plenty of time for them to reset and figure this out. But right now, KCP are on fire. Grand Theft Vault right now as he nabs it off the floor and runs to the other side of the map.
This is a perfect opportunity for Nightmare to start building some momentum. This is exactly what I was just saying, that they need a minute to set up their defenses. And once they do, they can let Uni go and flank around a corner, and that's when he really shines. He can really get those picks that he needs with the engagement already kicking off. KCP taking a little bit of damage. Brendy going down almost halfway health. Now they're trying to find a new way into this fight. They go for engagement, but look at this. Lasagna gets a kill, followed up by Uni. One person left, and Lava just decides to explode himself to wipe his team.
The Nightmare strike back. It is not over so quickly, KCP. You have to work for this one. You need to put in the effort.
Well, I love it. We have a match on our hands. Finally, they have come alive. And I'm going to stand behind what I said. They're a defensive team. Look at this. Look at their setup right now as well. They're trying to get to the high ground, and look at Uni. He's now throwing a barrel, trying to find any opening that he can. Lasagna as well, posturing themselves up, just being ready for any place that KCP can start their movement. KCP now throwing a gateway, bringing all their teammates into this building, and they're about to start the engagement.
Pushing up, taking this from the low ground. KCP, not one to rush into things. Taking this slowly. Making sure that they're not putting a foot out of place. Blocks himself off from winching this cash out a little further into the room. I would have expected him to maybe try to throw the goo a little bit past it. Block off some angles, but instead, they need to drop it down further. There's the winch this time. Hits it, goo, blocks this off. A hallmark of KCP, play around that goo. But you can't goo off the ceiling when they blow it up with C4. KCP getting dropped on by Nightmare, but they get the first blood. Uni goes down to a C4 from Llama. As Llama and Lasagna and Gremlin mounted by the side of KCP. They're gonna steal it, and that's done in 2. KCP take map 1.
There's no time left. I can't believe this. What an incredible performance by KCP. Nightmare barely had any opportunity to do anything on this entire map. If that's what we're looking forward to, this is going to be insane going into the next one because Nightmare's up against it.
The Pioneers, not one of those teams that most people would rank at the top. Consistently around the middle ground, occasionally reaching the heights in the NA region. But taking down Nightmare, something that they have struggled to do in the past. Look at that. They know the job is not done, though. That is full game mode on for these guys. And a single kill for the entire side of Nightmare. A kill apiece.
Yeah, Brendy got 3 kills himself, so he basically did all of Nightmare's kills. That is just heartbreaking. And like, I can't stress, if you're new to this game, Nightmare has been a name. They have been a staple. They are a team that people fear. They let them have their own cash out. People just don't bother them. They're that afraid of them. And KCP comes up with a performance like that, and they are just absolutely obliterating them. What is going on, Waltz?
It's just incredible. I think For me, the difference has got to be Spawns.
Yeah.
Spawns showing up, winning not just the light battles, putting up these insane numbers, 5 kills from him. And we move directly into this next map now, Fortune Stadium.
Oh, absolutely. It really is the battle of lights. Spawns versus Uni. Who is the better one? Who has the better positions? And who can get those incredibly powerful flanks? But we will be going to Fortune Stadium, which is my favorite map. Maybe Nightmare will find some good fortune on Fortune Stadium.
Well, here's to hope for. Going out in 2 is not the end that Nightmare would have hoped for. Qualifying so quickly in the day. But they did have a long route through the close qualifiers. The team can struggle sometimes, but we know that they have the ability to pull it back. As we move into this match, the vault fight will determine so much.
Absolutely, and the vault has been spawned in the middle. Both teams are making their approach. It almost looks like Nightmare might make it there first, but I'm not sure if they're going to go for a setup and just wait for KCP to go there before going for the tap on the vault.
Team's just positioning at the moment. One up on Hotel, the other positioning closer to the actual vault itself. We may see a tap come in. There's the tap from Gremlin. Gets the map moving, no delays here. He wants to wrap this up, get this match started. And initial shots from range. Lasagna with that repeater, but he's being harried on the backside. Uni does give him some heals up. Returned in kind from Lasagna. And Llama, now the one on the back foot. He's being healed up by his team. A dome shield goes down to protect them. As on the low ground, Nightmare struggling a bit. Lasagna goes down, separated from his team. KCP containing and remaining dominant on that high ground.
Yeah, and it's so unfortunate that they're already down a member. 20 seconds left on that coin, but all of KCP, they are playing incredibly close together. The second that they get in any danger, they try and regroup, and I think that that is amazing team play from a team like this. Now, Spawns took that vault and has gotten the plug. The time is started and is about to start ticking down.
Setting up above. KCP being smart with where they are, knowing that they have the time here. They have the comfort of space. Having a map up here